عبدالله تعلين كحجك صدلهم Nico, give me 2 seconds, please. I'm just getting everyone to settle down, and then Abdullah, what I link Hajik said, we will rock it.
سلام كم يمسيهم ماما زم أتينا زلنا كلنا لينك شير نبلنا بتومناتنا داونلاين قلتي فهم كأتو ما أنت تمرب قلتي نخرج جمرة أوكي وحدات سباتي نازل لنا
اوكي قاش عجبناها ورايني عدنا قرنا يمش عندهم نغميت على وراين دحريت
قرمك اي البروجرام استجمر كلنا انا قاعد حمد اخندا بلنا زخونه فيوري قال نسددينا بتكومنت شي
اب ناي برمنغهام ICC اب قداماي اب تناي وينتر سبيكتاكولار اب زناي كيك اوفن زناوركم حدا صحف لي اب تشات
سلام كم يمسيهم
مرحبا كم يمسيها
مسكن كل سنة بوغنكم كمان
Xavier يمسجن 1 week to go man 1 week to go I'm keeping my eyes on you you asked for a month I'm on
yeah
كم يعلو progress
صبوق
yeah I thought صبوق قالت بلاني great that's what I want to hear great زلك هلو
yeah
يعني صباح الله it's okay it's good no man good is not good enough
يوا خمسين تعطي لي كم زنيا نعم بس فارنا رقم غادي
that's the spirit Danny
مرحبا
tell me bro how you doing
لك عبيت كل سلام دي
سلامي جابر مسكن
اهلا عامله مسكن كم يكنيو
زي قعصص دي كنت حجي تعالناس ان شاء الله كنعلكا لا سوادي كده يبلنا مثل النبزي رهيلك نقراكم تغالي
سوا
كتب متهدر
قوم رياض بلاي كنا زي كنا مزي تعلمنا نعلم من عجي
زي عندي تعليم زي جزا تعليمي
تمز بس عكم عين
انا اركي تعليم انا ليني وكبرت
ايه
نايزا ولا ما في كان في ترند
هو زي تبرتعنا
yeah
Shua great work I saw your results
anyway دحان كانوا واسعين اسقم يلا
no not a military training has not inshallah it's nowhere near the boot camp na Herbalife did leka my military training was fun yeah قال سب جبر كبلك قليلي to have a self discipline that's the highest level of consciousness بعلقه النفس قاقتيقه وش كتقبره ازازها لك جبر كتبها it's قليل ندات نغير كتقبر self discipline is the highest personal character you can have
absolutely
yeah exactly
شو الله amazing tremendous result بحق صبق ናይቲ leadership reflection بتاع متصبق صراحة well done برهين great work ناتكا كريدة لله حجي ناتكا جي كم ودي نسري you know what the eagle does نتم ناش تجاعيد it looks after them properly قال بتعمل علي الريال دخونه بوتا جزيهم مساخلة kicks them off two options ومن قبل تأخذ برا له ويكا بقص على المريض you've got to soar حجي نسخة call it menu I was looking up the results فيبو amazing like crazy transformation what the نخالة سبسي the benchmark it's أبزيت إحنا حجي it's getting here guys keep your eyes open the benchmark is getting higher it's history the new track record is going to be completely different so I think نابعيني دد متات رايد سوعد لكم بر بملؤ تكريد صنعكم ماراثون it's amazing من ابزيات تساتفكم دو تمالي ناي ماراثون تريننج تمالي مش تساتفكم دو تيوم تساتفكم كل تصحف لي بتشات اوكي كندي سبات نيركم افتن ناي ماراثون تريننج ماستر مايند نايت مالي ابتشات كل تصحف لي listen 50% نايز مجدنا is showing up and then connecting okay 50% is information 50% is transformation together all success
سلام نايراي بيتسب
مرحبا وانجيل كما يمسي okay so وازو co-hostess لازلها admit قبر if you don't mind
أنا قاعد كتاتلكم زي إنستانتي خمسة علني.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. قال حتوتات أبو أمورهم دولو أبزشات صحفوا حجي. Right now, أبزشات صحفوا حتوتات دولوكم. I want you to empty your mind and be like completely prepared to just listen. حتو قال إندحرالي write it down in the chat. Right now, so your mind is not engaged. كم جمرتو. Okay? So حتى نحرالي نبمولو بحنساب شعو عم تشرشة أدرس نقابره. ناي عصرت عم التمكرينا كنزارب. And it's such an opportunity كلها هنا. نقدر ميت وصلنا دبلا نجاري. So زازو ميت سبت راح تحس كم تفلتوا. نسخاتكم supervisors world team active world team كونكم ناتكم downline ندحر أبز ده اليوم your leadership quality is very shaky. Okay, so how impactful you are كساع كندي تصلوت يوم نسخاتكم depends كساع كندي نناتكم مكايتي أبتسكم دلهم وقت مهارلو تقولوا platform مساهم حابيرنكم تقولوا 50% is not a joke. Okay, it's tremendous impact قبل تقول margin. Okay, so if you don't show up, I almost confidently guarantee you the numbers don't lie.
No, تخلينه.
عبيد مرحبا.
هاي ما عندي طعن.
منك أي عندات. Oh my goodness you.
Sorry عباس تلوه sorry. ده هذا ورا من سكولي. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. See you bro. My goodness, 18 years, you know. 18 years.
Come back after 20 minutes.
This is crazy. This Herbalife is doing us magic. Okay, and that way. I really, it's a pleasure to see you here. 18 years, people. أسمع University بحنسا ودينا. دحري ترى أنا. Abrimo, I hope you're feeling better now. Welcome. Hello.
سلام حوات كمي وعيلكم.
Xavier يمسكن كمي وعيلتي.
كمي كنها.
Xavier يمسكن. I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing great.
كمي وعيلكم سدرانا فاميلي رأيي.
Hi, سلام. كمي كنها.
Hello, Gazana.
ሰላም ከመይ ውዕልኩም ገዛና ከመይ
This is
ቀኒኹም
like
Gazana.
በጣም ጽቡቅ እዚያ ርግበ ዲያ ትኾን ደላ 1 ፕላስ ደላ
كمان مسيحهم يا ريتا
ከመይ ቀኒ
ርግበ ቀይረ ያለው መስለኒ ነው ሓረጉ ያ መስለኒ ና ርግበ
أبيت ناتي شمية دل حرقو.
no 1 ፕላስ ትብላላ ከቀይረ ልከል ሓንጅ
قير اللي ولا بقى ميتوانكم إلكم نجين ناتي قيركم بدي.
Don't worry, we will help you. We'll get there.
Yeah, tak.
Okay, so
نحاول نجمر حايش مثلا
كمنا بتحسنا مخادنا دخونه حتى ندحر عليكم اب قدميكم نخمزي نويح عم تمكره اد مسويات زرح بزح قد لبي ود زنبرا كم ندحر عليكم كمكن مو انت نفلط لكم تحسبوا ابو مركم حتى حسكم مصيكم ندحر عليكم it's your chance حجه ابزك تصحفوهم مو مጨረሻ ተሕተኩም ሓትከም ደለና ድማ ንፈልጥ ማለት እዩ so after ናይ Q&A section ነቶም ሕጂ ትጽሕፍዎ ጥራይና ክንሓትት ትይድካ መልዓል ገለገለ የለን ሽዑ ሕቶ እንድሕር ኣለኩም ኣብቲ ቻት ጽሓፍዎ so ብሙሉኡ ናትኩም ኣተና ናትኩም ፎከስ ኣብቲ ድበሃል ደሎ ነጥቢ ምእንቲ ክኸውን okay so I think we've kept our guest far too long waiting راهيل الله خدو دك سنال كبع الرأي أنا هدي ما مسي خاف جزا
هاي guys إنه يدك هذا هو قولت لينو I'll be with you shortly yeah سمع له رايح
brilliant okay cool guys I am so excited I'm so fired up مغنياتو things like this are like once in a lifetime opportunity كل جزء دموت عدلات هيكونن كم حجي حتىكم نيرة أبزياد شات صحف لي حموشته كندي مليونيرز دول عبيلكم حجي ويكندي عوت السبب ناتي كل جزء مليونير قالك بالكله تي I'm not referring to the money I'm referring to the worth that a person is in terms of their caliber okay كندي مليونيرز تليفون دول عبيلكم hey كم زي حاجة زليني رقمي كميك جبراي خالص نقرن تخيل ده تبلوهم سبات ندحر عليهم حموشته صحف لي أبتشات Nada? Brilliant. This is exciting. So, na hada sab hafti a bank de logan zabi konan. Because money you can only monetize it once. The skill you can monetize it as long as you're breathing. So, abzi saat duwal abila hey gala كم زي حوات على حبيرهم سامي زتي حسابي لا وتمو كتمت تدخل ناتك experience كتنقرنا لنا كنسوع خلنا نحدث it's a privilege not they have to see جنزبي على البنك ولا جنزبي قال يكون at any instance دول عبي كان حدث كم زي حاجة زي اللي يكتب له بركاتي so نتو ما جايش تخونكم نابرأي welcome مغنياتو كم زي كدمي ناك لسيا جزء نقبر نيرنا دحري جن قرب تسكيجلنا خم قال زنبع بعسل دبلنا وش عقبرنا يعني إحنا زابير يመስግን we're back on fire
yeah Lino connection مثلني yeah Lino connection ተበላሽ ወሎ so
مدفعي هاي فلتنا يعني كاين ورث داتا شو
لا just تم حدشين قاعد حن متصخمه يا تمليس الله لومي ببحارن قاعد حن متصخم كنبل جيزي بلان قديمات غاشا مصاس لزلا بحافشا ግን እንኳ عبد حن متصخم نابزي ناي راي فاميلي نحن حدش لهم مودة عدل ترى رخيبنا نقعد حن مصهم كنا بلاكم هنا so لينو تمليس له
okay so was control نباقيا نعم جمار قصنا هنا أبزيا ثلاثة نجارات كنا ندلين مجمريا مفلات نتدفلتنا برديت محاس نتدتردانا خا سرح موساد مالت نقالوا سبات محجاز يحكون تعلمنا لومي حيزلكم نتير له قاشا نيكي تبهال نيكي أبزي سرح نعسرت عمد سنيحة أبزي عسرت عمد كل تقول علوم فعل بيت أخاني سكوت تيوم بنرويز نوركم بقدماي كمهركم زغني الحلفة ويكند نسينيرو ناينيكي amazing لقنا نجار انتاي حجات كوميتي كوينا نتي أسرارها ناي Herbalife كما يجرو كقلاس كم زلوا نبيت رزق خير كم زلوا دوست دلوا تم بقدماي the weekends بتساتف not weekends تمالي actually تمالي مشت أبناي ماراثون mastermind كلاس هو بس نبرت نسا حج كابتناي education program ناي Herbalife تقبل كل جزء front line 3 نسا عملت سلازنا عنا it's a tremendous privilege مسانا كتمسي ناتاتو مكروك نجرنا and it's like بحكي ولا بمجديت نسامبر كلكم connection مخانا أبغمت كتو يفوتو نيكو I was just in a nutshell I was just saying how tremendously privileged we are to have you here with us tonight and where we get to hear your journey. You've seen both ends of the spectrum and the course of 10 years where you have to start somewhere for your own reasons, which you will discuss throughout the process with us tonight. And then now you are pretty much a catalyst within Herbalife. Your work, like I personally have seen what you've done, organizing them events, being part of the committee, and actually delivering them. Is my internet breaking? Am I there? Delivering them courses themselves. So it's a tremendous privilege for us to have you to guide us through your journey really and show us what's that we could do to be able to impact other people's life and be able to use that opportunity to excel ourselves within the business and beyond that. So thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Lino. And actually the privilege is mine. Every opportunity to speak to different people, different groups is so exciting, and I learn so much from it already. And I know just because I know the UK numbers that you guys are on fire and everything is going fast. And as Lino maybe said, we had a chance to get to know each other at the Winter Spectacular. And I was blown away by his knowledge and his love of Herbalife and his knowledge of science and medicine. So you guys are in great hands and have a fantastic leader in Lino. So it's exciting for me to share my story anytime. If it helps anyone just a little bit, then I've done my job and I'm very thankful for that. So Lino, please let me know when you would like me to pause, if you need to translate, and I don't want to talk too long and then you have to track back. Oh, have you frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is, I think.
Okay, I think my line is in breaking, and I'm only here at Mom's purely because we don't have good reception at home, but whatever, we will make it through it. This is not going to hinder us. So إذا دبلتها بزح ترجمات اللي هيكونتن بحصر دبلتها كتب صنيحة تي بقربها كنسرح سلسلة صنحنا زد حلفة عمت مولو فليت يعني نيكول مالتي ما أبتكم يتكوينا أب product line لنا مسجمرنا بتها ترايبلند ينا زيادة فالتنا تبلو دلانتايو تي لينو دلو عمق ترديتها بسنفلتات كمونا بتنا Herbalife بمس مدهاني دمات أساسيرو بدمتة أبتكال دلو بوتا بتعامي كل تبدو خانة فتنات يخم تغيرو لهم بفلايت بناء عد إنجليز track record مالتي so أبو حس إد مهلاونا and حكم جزاها أنا ناتي track credit هيكونن بمول بسبت مالالي ومخيد مهلاو يعتزار بزلا and مسكالو السبات كت مهر كلا خاخا نعيد سجايو ببينو بهلي ببينو أمتات أنا نكرس لدمار yeah, take it serious now.
Perfect. Thank you. No, it's okay. And let me know when you need me to pause. And then obviously you can translate so you don't lose anything. So My husband and I have been in Herbalife for 10 years. We are from Scotland in the UK, so hopefully some of you can understand me. It's not always the easiest accent. And we don't come from a nutrition background, not a business background. So we both went to university. I studied law. My husband studied accounts. I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer. I discovered this quite quick, but I figured I should finish my degree and then make a decision after. And my husband became an accountant. So we were working and living very much a corporate rat race life prior to Herbalife 10 years ago. We had no children then, but we had, good jobs, good salary.
Yeah. So come to كل جزء نبلو أنا بزا I'm trying to relate your story with mine. كم كل جزء نبلو أنا ناب Herbalife متصخله قوام دخون الصراحة لأني بصراحة يحجزي عقوبة تدمت عن النجار جن كاليو نبني كل كم لسه نحرك وينه كاب سكوتلاند دبها الكفل هاجر ناي حبرات منقصات عد إنجليز متياس لذي أزرار بافت كان أنا أكسنت نحرك قرب ديسمعكمو قليل يكونون أكسنتهم سو أنا كحجزكم يا أبو نسا أب Herbalife تقلل 10 عامت غير مالو نسا حقيات صنيعة lawyer مالتي بعد بيت أخا أكاونت نصنع مالتي أبي يونيفرسيتي كيدوم كلت يوم ناي كوربريت ويكا كم زنبلو أبز عدي فلت أطلوا ومدانيت كتصنع لك أو حقوق تصنع لك أو ناي أكاونتينج تصنع لك تندحش بحالا عودين السنين like ويكا فارماسي مالتي زين أنت 4 دبلتها أتاو كهوا خارق لاسون ساتو كم زأنا زنبرة مالتي 10 ساعات بصراحة نداوى علو قال جن بتاعنا تصبقنا براني روم قلنا جنزب شجرين برا من كجمهور خاب كلنا Herbalife كان دجن كاب nutrition background وكان عايزنا ما أزا أفلت أو بدلوا عودي قال يكون هتنمتيا.
And so in my job, I was very dissatisfied. I did not like the job. I did not like having a boss, to be honest, and I wanted to start a family. I wanted to have children. But because we had so much debt, I would have to go back to work very quickly. And I would have to have full-time childcare. So I would be in a job I didn't like. Someone else would look after my babies, and I didn't want that. And so that's when I looked for an opportunity. And I found Herbalife online, and I met my sponsor after that.
So, كلنا نفس وقفنا نفسنا حتى دلنا نجر قرب تا قدامي تكفالة حليفة حجي دبزحنا نحنا بزلنا سدتنياتاتنا جينا أجرنا يتاتحن قال بورقة كنشجرت نحنا قال بزح مغنياتات لنا كاب كم زد أمثلة كبر نحر بايتان يوم أبز توليدهم عبي من بعلم نسات ولد الله كان دي أبتي ديت فوتو صراحة تماهيراته يونيفرسيتي ودي قال ملا صراحة عند صراحة كلاجن تبدهن تايو نتسرح حلافي مثل الله وأبصرحة إذا كل جزء نعايس وطا وي سما معي نبرن صدراخ خجمر دليا and صدراخ خجمر اندحر كوينا خا child care طرح نحنا نقول كسل نفولطو كلمه ماما ممصا شتي حاجز مركبنا child care see it was half of my salary and as a pharmacist I earn a fat check فرق دمو زايد خيد نيرنا ب child care مالتي بطعمي اسكحيت واقع so قبرني رنا نحركم غينو نحنا بوغنا راح يلعب غزا صنح نيروا هينس كا صاب غزا نحرا لكو نزيلا ديسكفر قبل الجمرس كان غزا رسو نزل ريليت نداغبركم information is about how you relate the story نحناكم جوني سو انتات بالله فاميلي كجمر كلا ناي قلعه تشايلد كير كورس لزغونه صراحه خاص لزيت فوتو ولا حلاف الدلاخ تدخل تسايتل كل ملوس نت زيرو خوينو تسرح مالتي توفري سو انتاي كتقبر نيروا opportunity كتر نيروا انتاي كتقبر يخل اب غزا خوينو دقاي ندعبخو غزا رساي ندعبخو كيتچنانو انتاي كتقبر يخل كاب غزا سو تقدامي تحطو نسخاتكم كتملسوا عليكم why do you want to do this okay نسا اب غزا خوينا دقان دعبيت أتاوي عندها معبلت أبجزا خوينا كتجبر تقول نجرت لنا يرى شعوون Herbalife رقيباتهم مالتي so كلها ناخذ من لسه لنا why are we here
so for me why I was there I was looking for time freedom my choices no boss my decision when I go on holiday when I look after my children and when I work and I remember it was a Monday and I told my sponsor I could meet her on Monday night. And she said she could not do till Thursday. And I said that was no good because I played basketball and I had to train. And this is my first lesson, is if you have someone interested in the business, you have to act with urgency. So she moved everything around and she met me on Monday. And if she didn't meet me on Monday, the opportunity was lost.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is brilliant. So ናታ ዋይ definition ናታ ምክንያት መጀመሪያ እንታይ ነይሩ ግዜ ኣብ ደለየቶ ሰዓት ኣብ ደለየቶ ቦታ ክትከይድ ተደልያ ሆሊዴይ ክትከይድ ተደልያ ናብ ስድራ ክትከይድ ብስራሕ ተቆሪና 8 weeks is it? I think we've got 8 weeks plus the bank holiday ሰብዓድ እንግሊዝ 8 ብለካ ዓረፍቲ ኣበይካ ክትከይድ ዝን ክልተወርሒ ደይመልእ ግዜ ኣብ ርእሲኡ ደቃ ኣብ ደለየቶ ቤት ትምህርቲ ክትወስዶም በትደለየቶ ገባብ ክትምህሮም ኣብ ትንሶም ደልይዋ ግዜ ምሰኦም ክትህሉ ትደሊ so ነዚ ክትገብር ክደሊ ከላ ንኣርበን ላይፍ ምስ ረኸበቶ ነታ ናታ ስፖንሰር ምስ ረኸበታ ሶኒ ተራኺበን ሶኒ ተራኺበን እሳ ግን ኢላታ ስጋዕ ሓሙስ ኣይጥዕመንን እዩ so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday ኣርባዕተ መዓልቲ ክትፅበይ ክእልኒ ኢላታ ካብኣ ንሳም ንባዕላ ዝተማሃረታ ነገር እንድሕራሊ እንታይ እዩ እቲ urgency ማለት እዩ እቲ ስጋዕ ክንደይ ቅልጥፍ ኢልካ ሓደ ሰብ ክደልዮ ከሎ ምሳኻ እንድሕር ተመዝጊቡ ኦርደር ክገብር እንድሕር ኦርደር ገይሩ እቲ ኢንፎርሜሽን ረኺቡ ፕሮዳክት ክጅምሮ so I think it's extremely important ሰባት ኢንተረስት እንተዳርዮምኹም ብእዋኑ ከይድኩም ክትብሎ ምክንያቱ it's very volatile እቲ ኢንተረስት ናህና ቀልጢፍ ይድቕየር ሽዑ ተረይ ትረኽበኒ ነይራ ኣይምቐፀልኩን እቲ ቢዝነስ ኣይምኸድኩን እያ ትብል ዘላ
So if she did not meet me that night, her life would be very different, my life would be very different, and I would not want to think what they would look like because of the business we've obviously went on to build. But that night I did not see financial freedom. I saw part-time opportunity. Maybe I could make half my salary and I could stay at home. I did see bigger income, but I didn't think it was for me. And then I came home and I told Scott, and he said, no, this is not real business. I am an accountant. I understand real business. You can't really make money. I don't think it's real. But my sponsor was so honest and had such integrity that I believed her more than I believed my husband. And so I made him try the products.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah. So listen, guys. ኣብዚኣ ንመጻምድኩም ኣዛሪብኩሞም ኖ ድበልኹም እንድሕር ኣልዮም ኢድኩም ኣልዕሉ ኦኬ መጻምድኩም መጀመርያ ምስ ተዛረብኩሞም ራሄላ ንዓይ ክትነግረኒ ከላ I told my wife, hey, what a whole lot of Nahanita, I studied medicine. I know this very well. What are you talking about? كم يختزارب دلغ network marketing نابز قيتن سيو. And then it starts to sink. It was not even about Herbalife, just the concept of working with other people. So, I call you to go to Mahalia, way Aluta, up to the Totsama Homodeconis, but Aluta, the Habu Hom the Haralim, it come out. We had it halfway after that, up the chat. Kulatam Tasamami Ahom, that would be like an utter lie otherwise. I have never come across anyone where they didn't have a resistance or objection come not on partner. متسامتهم لتصابقهم أبزي أدلهم نو سوقفكم مو أكون إن ديامي لمنا قال زي بقولكم نس دارجا يلهم تنبينكم تنبرع قال ذلك كوين بتعمل واحد سبب. So here is the thing. مسرقة بتاع متى نسا كم زحجة نبرد لا نعمتنا بمليونز قرب جنزب كتجبر مخنا حسيبات يكونت متى نيشتي بارت تايم جوب كوينة نتنع عدد ليا كابسكوت كي حاتت كابسبا يا خيت تصبيت جنزب كتجبروا لتقل opportunity تراعيوا كجمر كلا كندز حجز اللاتو نعمت نا مليون قرب عطا ونده هلو وقت كيد يكونه نيشتي مقالبت لقنا دحر كم حساب زنا سكوت نبع البيت حجات تمسكرت يلوا أنا أكاونتين يصنع بيزنس كم سرح صبوا جري فلتة لذي أزي أكون نيو استولي هذا لك أيكونن أيكون نيل نعاقب سواء ساجن انتاجرة كيدا نتاد رقبة تاس سبونسر نتا سلاد عملت انتجريتي مالت بوش تكون عدوان السب مخانس لستردات نعاقيرة اللازم بات أنتك جبرالن أبيك جمرالن كم يجرى نقدم خيري لا الزاربات مالتي This resonates with pretty much everyone in my team, including myself.
Yeah, and everyone in Herbalife, I think. And from there, though, I said, Scott, we must be open-minded. We should try the products to see if they work. We should go to meet some more people. And we did. So we started using the products like everyone. Scott and I play basketball, and I've played nationally, I've played internationally, I've played in different countries around the world, but I could not get my body shape right because my nutrition was poor and I didn't understand. And Scott was similar. But very quickly, within a few days, started to feel more energy, running faster at basketball, losing weight. And then we went to a small meeting, very small Herbalife meeting in a school. So not kickoff, not summer spectacular, very small meeting. And people there talked about working from home, financial freedom, working around children. And we thought, there's more to this than we realized. And from there, Scott was inspired. And so where it was my thing, now it was, we will try this together. Evenings and weekends, keep our jobs, but do everything we can every evening and at the weekend and to see what happens. Nothing to lose.
So بحسب دلنا دك عبيتي نيكي كمزي ناتا دحر بايتا أبوشتي عد إنجليز كاب عد إنجليز واتسايب بإنترناشنال دخونا ملكة ناي باسكتبول تتصاوتي تانيرا كجمر كله جي انتايجن ولا تتصاوتي تكنسا بقعتي بروفيشنال تتصاوتي تكنسا اتناتا كومينا ناتا إنرجي لك عين برا Herbalife مس جمرت جن ኣብ ውሽጢ ቁርብ መዓልታት እስኪ ገሊኹም ሓደ ፀሓፍ ለይኩም ኤክስፒሪየንስ ደጋጠመኩም ፐርሰናል ኣነ I had to gain weight and then to process ክጅምሮ ከለኹ ግን on my first day I start my head start to feel right. Forget about the weight. The first day I
Frozen again.
كيفا كتقوي جميرة كبدتها لكع كخون جميرو ومن تركاني نوتيسبل دخونه ويك أدي فلت مغيرة كتركب جميرة تعال حدا معلتين بيت مرت مسكودو أو بزعبا أب زوريا دقها كم يجر كبارت تايم كسرح تقل أوكي أب جزان دخون كدقهان على خاص كم يجر كسرح تقل أب بيت مرت مسكودو كزاربو جميرة ما فتح خيبة أو منير مساء Nikki, you're not going to do this. No, doubles never squat. أو شعو المجمرة جزء بينج إزي ناتكو جوزة راح ديكونس we together in this بحنسب كنسر هنا من سامالتي سلزي كلها remember we are just one stroke away from convincing تما بتقانا دلو سباتهم كم يلوم بتصابونا أزمادنا متسامتنا كخوني خوليم one step eye opening دخونة تاقات أمنا بزديم كمتصاب كالو ديم كريوه جن resistance هذا معلت مستقير نسوم كم زحيلو سات ولد الله حجي سكوت ولا ويك اند يكون ولا ابقى له يكون ببن إشين دا قبرنا بحنساب كنسرح جميرنا مالتي. So the way we preach Abrai is that work together. If you want to see the promise that Herbalife has, you've got to work together. Somehow you've got to find a way. That's amazing. That's
perfect. Thank you, Lino. And so we started to work. In the first few months, we got our first few customers and we made £200-300. And then we got to supervisor within maybe 3 or 4 months. And then we reached the world team level, I think maybe 9 months. So, I mean, it wasn't crazy fast, but world team maybe in 9 months. And then we had a personal situation, and I don't always share, but I will share because it's important. And we were trying obviously to have a family. And I did fall pregnant, but unfortunately we lost the pregnancy. And that was obviously a very tough time in our business. And I didn't want to go to any meetings, but my sponsor invited me anyway. And then finally we said, look, we'll go to the meeting. At least everyone there is happy and we feel positive. And this is one of the biggest lessons because sometimes you need the meeting and sometimes the meeting needs you. Okay, so if you're moving fast and having great results, the meeting needs you. It needs your energy, it needs your story, it needs your training. But if you're having a bad place in life, you need the meeting because you need the positivity and you need the people. And so we went to that. And when we came out, we said, there are things in life we can't control like what happened to us. So therefore, we will work even harder to have control of everything else that we can. And that's when we really took our action to a higher level.
I'm sorry about that experience.
No, that's okay. It happens, but it's one of those where there's always a learning, you know, and there's always growth.
Yeah. I don't know, you probably know, but in July we had the same experience as well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Yeah,
so it's one of them extremely lowest moments in our lives, but again, you gotta bounce back. ከም ዝበለቶ ኒኮል ኣብ ሂወት ካበይ እንታይ መፀኒ ትብለኒ ኻ ሶ ክጅምሩ ከለው ኣብቲ ቀዳማይ ወርሒ ኣብ ገዛ ርእሶም የመቀይሮ ክሪኡ ጀሚሮም ካብ ካልኣይ ስጋብ ሳልሳይ ኣብታ ሱፐርቫይዝ ቀዳማይ ወርሒ ገለ ምስ ሰባት ሸር ክገብሩ ምስ ጀመሩ ካብ 200 ናብ 300 ፓውንድ ድኸውን ኣታው ክገብሩ ጀሚሮም እንጂ ኣብ ነገር ኣይኮነን 200 300 ፓውንድ is not a lot of money ግን ካብ ኣብ ካልኣይ ወርሒ ስጋብራ ኣብ ሳልሳይ ወርሒ ስጋብራ ኣብ ኣይ ወርሒ ደሎ ድማ ናብ ሱፐርቫይዘር በፂሖም ስጋብ 9 ወርሒ ወሲድሎም ናብ ወርልድ ቲም ክበፅሑ 9 ወርሒ ናብ ወርልድ ቲም ክበፅሑ ኣብዚ ገዛስ within like ወርልድ ቲም ገለ ሰባት ወርሒ ዝበፅሕኩም ኣለኹም ገለ ሰባት ኣብ 3 ወርሒ ዝበፅሕኩም ኣለኹም ሞኻ ከምቲ ድበልናዮ ክልቲኦም ምሁራት ክልቲኦም እንዳተደጋገፉ እዮም ዝሰርሑ ዘለዉ ሕጂ ሶ ታይም ስኬል ኢሎም ሕጂ እቲ ሞመንተም ረኺቦም ተረዲእዎም ሰባት ኮነ ሂወቶም ምዕሩይ ኮይኑ ኣንፈት ሒዙ እንዳኸደ ከለካ እቲ አንፎርቹኔት ኤክስፒሪየንስ ነብሰ ፀር ነይራ ቆልዓ ተገዲእዎም ማለት እዩ ሽዑ መጀመርያ ይፍትኑ ስለ ዝነበሩ ስድራ ክምስርቱ ንዓኣ ብጣዕሚ ከቢድ ነይሩ ሶ እንተዳ ኣብቲ ኮመንት ዝፀሓፈ ክፅሕፍላ ደሊኹም ፕሊዝ ጎ ሄድ ካብ ካልእ ጌራቶ ሸር ጌራቶ ይትፈልጥን እያ ንዓና ሸር ትገብሩ ደላ ግን እቲ ሬሌቫንስ ንሕና ከም ሕብረተሰብ ብፍላይ ከምዚ ዓይነት ብሆታት I must say though I am a senior clinician I only get to know about this when this happened to us and then I start to investigate. I'm actually working on the project and it's extremely common sadly and then we hear this a lot within our community as well so sending you our loves so again naana share to go over the lot purely all it means is that kabena angle challenge መፀካ ይትፈልጦን ኢኻ so ኣኼባ ምኻድ ሽዑ ነብሳት ፀሊኣ ማለት ሲ ኩሉ ግዜ ጽቡቕ ኣይስማዓኒ ናብ ኣኼባ ክኸይድ ኣይክእልነት ብል ነይራ ግን they decided anyway ናብ ኣኼባ ክኸዱ ጀሚሮም so meetings ክትከድ ከለካ ሓደ ግዜ ናባኻ ዝኻ ዝፈጥርካዮ መቐይሮ ንዓኻ ዝፈጠረልካ ጽቡቕ ነገር እስኻ ኣፕሊፍት ክትገብሩ ነትኡ ደሎ ኮሚኒቲ የድልየካ በቲ ሓደ ጥርዙ ኸ ንስኻ ተጎዲእኻ እንድሕር ፀኒሕካ ኣብ ሚቲንግ ምስ ከድካ ከምዚ ኣኼባ ምስ መፀኻ ንዓኻ ኣፕሊፍት ዝገብረካ ነገር ትረክብ so ኩሉ ይን ያንግ ማለት እንዳተማላለአ ድኸይድ ነገር እዩ so ኣኼባ ኩሉ ግዜ ክትህብ ጥራሕ ደይኮንካስ ወይ ክትወስድ ጥራሕ ደይኮንካስ ማእኸላይ ዝኾነ ቦታ ሒዝካ ኢኻ ትኸይድ so ኣብ ኣኼባ ምኻድ ንዓ ኩሉ ነቲ ዝነበራ ኤነርጂ ነቲ ዝገጠማ ነገራት ኣብ ሓደ ርዲት ክበፅሕ ገይሮም ኦኬ ንሕና ክንቋፃፀሮ ንኽእል ኣሎ ክንቋፃፀሮ ደይንኽእል ኣሎ going forward ነቲ ክንቋፃፀሮ ንኽእል ክንስርሓሉ ንኽእል ንስርሓሉ ነቲ ካብ ዓቕምና ንላዕሊ ዝኾነ ነገራት things that we can't control ድማ we let go ብምባል ንቅድሚት ክኸዱ ጀሚሮም ማለት እዩ so it's a tremendous privilege and for you to share this with us Nick okay
thank you Lino and to everyone thank you but as Jim Rohn would say you know the same wind blows on us all and it's how we set our sail and the way I look at it now is that it's you know I have 2 children now that I would not have had except that experience and I wouldn't change my children that I have now okay so but I did spur us into action and 9 months after that when we were world team because we were working every single day every night we reached the millionaire team level actually we went global expansion team and millionaire team crossed over global expansion team 3rd month was the 1st month of millionaire team we had lots of growth we brought in fantastic distributors into our group as well who are now president's team also and from there that year it was insane so much growth I then quit my job I fell pregnant 2nd time so I had my son he is 8 and a half now and since he was born I am full-time mum And Scott, he was full-time dad. So that 1 year and a half. Now, this is important, not normal for everyone, but possible.
Yes.
Okay, so a pretty steady start, and then suddenly consistent behavior, and boom. And then we stayed there for a few years, okay? Because sometimes your learning doesn't match your growth. So sometimes you grow and your learning has to catch up. And that's where we were for a few years at that millionaire team level. And then we reached millionaire team 7.5 a few years after that. So sometimes in the business, you reach a level through excitement. Really, it was excitement. There wasn't much structure, but there was lots of excitement and lots of conversation. And until we learned the structure, we didn't grow again, you know, until we learned to be more organized, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, this is beautiful. So كافتا دصنحنا تاريخ حجي نمصع دحر 3 ورحي action كغبر مس جمرو action. Okay, remember. قدمي جن انتايلا how by Jim Rohn انتايديو the same wind blows on us on all of us. كلنا بحد نفسنا نهرب. دحر تنحزو طرزي اتي دايو فري اتغراتو داي كوسكوسه اتنخرمت داي تدالو ايبو كولوني اتي نفاس كم دمص عمت سل دمص the wind blows every year constant سايك يرني so نعو فليتو دتدالو خا نقدميت بريبال يقبل سيل يقبر بحر نهر كوينو امركب له اواجد له تندو نقدميت قيد مالتي so كوم نتا برينسيبلتي اوسيدنا اب نفسنا كنسرح مسكالوت سبات بحبرات كنسرح مس جمرنا اب 3 ورحي ناب جيت بصحنا اب جيت كنا سالسيت ورحنا قداميت ورحي ناي مليونير كفيتنا رابعيت ورحد لا مالتي مليونير تيم بصح مالتي دحر قرب غزيات كاني ناب 7.5 مليونير بصحم سو تا اكشن موساد نتزار دل حجي اكشن اجريسيفلي اكشن وسيدهم بتغبار نتدفلط ونجر كسرح لمس جمرو immediately ات هيوت كير جميرو كافتا غزيتي اجميرهم شعو ودا 8 عامت فرقان غيرو له حجي 8 عامت فرقان ادي اب غزا خوينا فول تايم ماذر مالتي اب غزا خوينا مولو غزيا دقات عبي طرح ايكونن سكوت وين كوم سرح غديفو فول تايم اب خوينا اب غزا ينبر مالتي سو كلت يوم حنت بحد هرمت بحد رديت لقدميت كسغو مسل دخالو نوح غزي مليونير مالت قليل اكاونتي كون فلاي 7.5 دحر بصح خلاص ناب 20 قربه نورح እንዳገበርካ ከተخيد دلها اوكي مليونير كونكا ناب 20 قربه نورحي مالت እሱ ናይ ሓደ ኣብዛ ዓዲ ግራጁዌት ድገበረሰብ ናይ ዓመት ደሞዙ ማለት put it into context okay so ደቅኻ እንዳዕበኻ ኣብ ገዛ like minding your business with your kids ሙኻ ኣብ ገዛ ኮንካ ሰርሑ ነኻልእ ሰባት ኢንካሬጅ እንዳገበርካ ኣብቲ ጋንታ ደሞፁ ማለት so ኣብዚያ እቲ ሽዑር ተገበረ መቀይሮ ግን ነዊሕ ዓመት ከም ኢሎም ክኸዱ ጸኒሖም ምክንያቱ እቲ ክመሃሩ ወደልዎ እቲ ዝተማሃሩ ዓቐን ጥበብን እቲ ናቶም ዕብየትን ማች ይገብር ኣይነበረን እንታይ ኮይኖም ከም መግበሬምካ ስትራክቸር ወይ ከኣኒ ኣቃውማ ስርዓቱ ቁሩብ ምዕሩይ ስለ ዘይነበረ ንዕኡ ስጋዕ ድፈልጥዎ ካብታ ሚሊዮነር 7.5 ከይትበሃል ሩሕ ከይከዱ ጸኒሖም ማለት we need ኢንሻአላ ኣብቲ ኖትኩም ክትሕዝዎ ደለኩም ማለት እዩ ሰለስተ ዓበይቲ ነገራት ተዛሪባ ቀዳመይቲ እቲ አክሰፕት ምግባር ነገራት and ከባ እቲ አክሽን መውሰድ ኢንሻአላ ኮላቦሬት ምግባር እታ ራብዒቲ ኻኒ ስትራክቸር ምህላ ማለት እዩ learning ስጋዕታ ስኻደለኻ ያ በጽሕኻ ያደለኻ ትፈልጦ በጽሕካ ኣሎ ሓድሽ ነገር ካብ ወቅት መሃር ኣለካ ሪስትራክቸር ክትገብር ኣለካ ሪኦርጋናይዝ ነገራት ክትገብር ኣለካ ንዑ ስጋዕ ደይገበርካ ከምዛ ድበለታሽ ኣብ 7.5 ሚሊዮነር ኮይኖም ንኽንደይ ዓመት ጸኒሖም ማለት እዩ so نزين 4 نقط زين ابزي كتحزي مرص اند حجي مسኦም دلو سبات دحرخن داي اوان نت ستراكچر مسقير وخا نسوم طرح ديكونس مسኦም دلو مسኦም زنبور سبات كان ناب بريزيدنت تيم بصيحم نسوم طرح ديكون حجي بريزيدنت خوينو مسኦም كا بريزيدنت خوينم دلو بزحات الله مالتي this is the like the fine line where we've got to look back retrospectively, and it doesn't matter how much you know until you actually master the structure that you wouldn't go forward.
Yeah, and we thought we would just go to president's team. We just thought everything would keep growing, and actually the UK was all the same because in 2013, 2014 there were so many new millionaire team, so many new global expansion team, and then we all got stuck because we all had the same behaviors. And it was Future President's Team Retreat in Monte Carlo, which we went to. And that's where we saw every single speaker share flow and structure and, you know, purposeful business. And we came home and we spoke with our leaders and we said, we don't have that. We're all doing different things. We're all training different things. And then when we aligned everything and put clear steps in place, then we went to the Millionaire Team 7.5. Our downline went two lines, President's Team and President's Team. So they got there first, but that's okay. We did the hardest bit first, and we were Millionaire Team 7.5 because the business was deep. But then the same thing, we were at Millionaire 7.5 for a few years as we had to learn. We had to become more. You know, you're always where you are now because that's where you deserve to be. And you maybe don't think that because you think you're working hard, but there must be something that you've not yet mastered in yourself. And we were still there for a few years. And then, of course, around about the time that COVID hit, now it's not because of COVID. Some people say to me, you're lucky to be in your business because of COVID. However, before that, we were working really hard on our online support. And we didn't know there was going to be pandemic.
Yes.
You know, so we were working hard on making everything easy, everything simpler. And so when the pandemic did hit and everyone was at home, we could look after them better because not everyone in Herbalife grew. You know, so it didn't mean that just because you were in Herbalife that you would have success because of COVID. That was not the case. But because we had everything prepared, we had great growth. So in 2020, we did go from Millionaire Team 7.5 to President's Team and to 15K. And we actually did a couple of cuts of 20K. However, we didn't do the third cut, and I'm glad because like all business, it goes with the learning, you know, and you know that business will always go up and down. So before we had aggressively gotten to a higher pin than we probably were in our mind. So I was happy with President's Team, to be honest. 15K was a bonus. The 20K was just too much for where we were at that time. And that's obvious because we didn't then do that third cut. So that happened in 2020. And what I'll do now, I'll let you translate that, Lino, but then I'll share my screen just to show you some pictures of the journey. And I have some quotes to tie up my presentation.
I'm just so excited. This part is even more so exciting. I must go a step back from what you said. Obviously, we had that unfortunate experience, but we have never stopped the momentum. But what happens is that we are doing exactly what we used to do a year ago. And then we needed to check the system, which we are now the past 3 months. And then we start to see new changes. But again, luck is only for the prepared mind. There is no such thing called, boom, a lottery. I don't believe in that. So yeah, no, you weren't just lucky to go exponentially higher on during the COVID. It was the cumulative work. So tremendous success. So إسرا 13 ሚሊዮነር ምስ በጽሑ እቲ ሕጂ እንታይ ኢና ንብል ኩሉ ግዜ ባህሪ ምሻሎ ድኾነ መጽሓፍ ኣነ ሪከመንድ ዝገብረኩም ኣብ ምንታይ ድጠመተ ክኸውን ዘሎ habits. Okay, so I'm a true believer. It doesn't matter ክንደይ ዲግሪ ኣለካ, it doesn't matter ክንደይ ተማሂርካ, your habits make you or break you. እቶም habits ምስ ግዜ በብበጽሕካዮ ደረጃ ናይ ነብስኻ ናይ ምምሃር ናይ ምቁጣብ ናይ ኮንሽስ ናይ ምዃን ኣብ ገዛ ርእስኻ ምስራሕ ድበሃሉ ነገራት they are very imperative. ንነዊሕ ግዜ ኣብ ሚሊዮነር ሒዝዎም ዝነበረ እቲ ሽዑ ድጥረይዎ ባህሪ okay ብሓንሳብ ዘለና ናይ ሚሊዮነር ምስ በጽሑ እቲ ሽዑ ትረኽቦ ዓወት ወይ ምስግጋር ንእምሮኻ ጅሆ ይሕዞ ኣብኡ ንዑ ኢንተርቴይን እንዳገበርካ ከዓ ነዊሕ ግዜ ትኸይድ ድሓር is it called future leaders or future presidents training? The
Future President's Team Retreat.
Yeah, Future President's Team Retreat. Unfortunately, we didn't go because of COVID. But now, umskodu, out time to mahiro, capture the low and the hernap qatil the daraja kohodo goinom. There's got to happen one thing, and that's to become more. قدامي تنقرا ابو عمر مستر دوتم كا ابز مسمصو نتمناتم ابلاي نتمناتم مرحتم تايلمو تاعت اخي با كيرنا سمعنايو درانايو ابزي يلن كومس اين غبرنا دلنا so እዚያ ኸ ሓንቲ ኣላርም ኮይና ማለት እዩ ክንቀይሮ ዘለና ነገር ኣሎ ከመይ ጌርና ክንቀይሮ ንኽእል ነዚ ሕጂ what do we need to do ነቲ ሶም ዝገብርዎ ደሎ after training ድራይዎ ኣብዚ መፅኦም replicate ክገብርዎ ቀሊል ነገር ኣይኮነን ምፍላጥ is here knowing is here doing is here 2 different miles okay so after principle ናይ ጅምሮን ድብላ ነገር ከ እንታይ ሕጂ ክትልዕል if you want to go next level ክትከይድ እንድሕር ደሊኻ ካፍታ ኣለኸያ you just have to become more ካልእ ምስጢር የብላን ደጋጊምና ንብላ ኩሉ ግዜ ንብላ ብተግባር በጽሑ ሰባት ክንግርና ከለኹ ቁርብ ተስፋ ድህብ ነገር ማለት ክስወጠና ክኽእል ኣለዎ ድሓር ከምኡ ምስ ገበሩ ነተን ፓራሜተርስ ኣብ ኣድ ተማሃርዎን በብቦታን ክሳኽዕዎን ምስ ጀመሩ ግን ቀጥታ ናብ 7.5 K ሚሊዮነር በፂሖም ማለት እዩ ኣብኣ ክልው ልግብ ኣቢሎም ከኣኒ ናብ ፕሬዚደንት ኖ ንሶም ኣብኣ ምስ በፅሑ ትሕቲኦም ዝነበሩ ሰባት ናበይ ከይዶም this is extremely important as well በዓል ኒኬን ስኮት ናብ 7.5 ሚሊዮነር ምስ በፅሑ ናቶም ዳውንላይን ናበይ ከይዶም 7.5 ሚሊዮነር ኣብዝሎምሽ ድሕሪ ናበይ መፅእ ፕሬዚደንሲ so ብታሕቲ ካደሎ እንድሕር ንፍዕ ኮይኑ ንስኻ ናብ ፕሬዚደንሲ ትመፅእ ንሶም ናብ 7.5 ኣብዚ ግን እንታይ ኣጋጢሙ ኒከን ስኮት ካብ ሚሊዮነር ናብ 7.5 ሚሊዮነር ምሽ መፅኦም እዚ መጠን ንስኻ ዝስራሕካዮ ምዃኑ ደርእነቶ ማለት እዩ እቶም ብታሕቲኦም ደለዉ ክልተ ደረጃ ቀዲሞሞም ናበይ ከይዶም ፕሬዚደንት ከይዶም ማለት እዩ ኒከን ስኮት ካብ 7.5 ተሪፎም like pay attention እዚ ከምዚ እንድዩ ከምቲ እንድዩ ከምዚ ይሰርሕኒ ከምዚ ይፍጠርኒ ልዕሊኻ ጥራይ ደሎ ዝጥቀም whole lot of nonsense it's evident ለዚኣ ፅበቕቲ ነጥቢ ንሃለትኩም እንተደኣ ነፊዕኻ ቅድሚኻ ደሎ ሰብ ክዓግተካ ኣይክእልን ንሳቶም ኣብ ገዛ ርእሶም ሰርሑ ስለ ዝነበሩ ሳይሶም በዶም ድሓር 20 ምስ መፀ ትሰርሕዎ ዝነበሩ ሞዱል ትሰርሕዎ ዝነበሩ ስትራክቸር ነዚ ሕጂ ድኾንዎ ብሓደ ግዜ ሪፐል ስለ ዝገበሮም ኣብ 20 ከኣኒ ካብ 7.5 K ሚሊዮነር ናብ ፕሬዚደንት ቲም ናብ 15 K ፕሬዚደንት ቲም ኣምፂዎም ክልተ ግዜ ከኣኒ ናብ ናይ 20 K ፕሬዚደንት ቲም ሃሪሞም ታሳልሰይቲ ክትሃርም ኣለካ ንድሕር ኳሊፋይ ክትገብር ኮንካ so ክልተ 20 ገይሮም ታሳልሰይቲ ስለ ደይሃርምዋ ተሪፎም so look at the mindset now ሕጂ ኒክ እንታይ ትብል ኣላ I'm grateful 20 K ሎክ ዘይገበርናያ ነታ 20 K ፕሬዚደንት ቲም ኤግዚኪቲቭ ፕሬዚደንት ቲም ደይበፃሕናያስ ዕድለኛ ብቐዳማይ ወንጌል እንታይ ይብለና ነይሩ ሪዛልት ቅድሚ ፍልጠትና ቀዲምና ሕጂ ትብል ደላ ኣነ ተድኾን I would have said I want to get there I want the 20K I will do everything that takes for this month to get to 20K you need ሕጂ ክርዳእና ኣለዎ this is a very alarming point ንባዕሉ ንዓይ ማለት እዩ for me this is a wake up call ምክንያቱ ዋላ እኳ ድብል እንትኾንኩ don't worry about the steps ኣብ ውሽጥኻ እንታይ ይተርፍ ኣሎ are you actually qualified enough ብውሽጥኻ ክትምርምራ ከለኻስ ኣብቲ ደረጃት ምስ ኮንካ ኢጎ ድበካ or does it make you more which one is it እንድሕር ከምኡ ኮይኑ we need to focus at the groundwork so እንተዳ ዝተባሃልና ተሓለፈ ግዜ ምድሕር መፂና ብባህሪ ኣክሽን ዝወሰድዎ they worked on the foundation they worked to infrastructure ናቶም እንታይ ክምስል ከም ዘለዎ ድሕሪ መን ብትሕቲኦም መፅኡ ክንደይ ንፊዕ ገለ ብዘይ የገድስ so ናይ 20 ሓደ ዳዓበየ መቐይሮ ዝገበሩሉ ማለት እዩ ግን እንተደኣ ነስተውዕል ኣለና ንዓይ ዓቢ ትምህርቲ ብሓቂ ነስተውዕል እንድሕር ኣለና ዜሮም እንታይ እዮም ዝገበሩ they go back and fix the foundation they go back and fix the foundation after botat ya khonka sqilka khitqitsel tqaliqa you keep your habits you keep doing exactly what you're doing if anything you'll go down the result will deteriorate مغنياتو قرب يكون كان نسخ انت دا consistently ab ممحياش 1% ولا تكون consistently ab grows دتامته ab جزارس self development انت دا اخيد كاغن كم استبلو دلا you could actually secure بتعمي نوح دغنا مقيره دلو so again this is something I wished to hear and then I'm glad it happens now because I'll share that bit later on.
Yeah, and I think I know, not with translation, but I understand what you're saying about probably pyramid scheme. And just to tell you, our business almost is in reverse. So if you have David Bevan and Jane Clark, Chairman's Club,
yeah,
and then Simon Donnelly is President's team, and then my sponsor, and they're millionaire team still.
Your sponsor is a millionaire team.
My sponsor is millionaire team.
Yeah.
Living in Italy and retiring and lovely. They're millionaire team, and then we are President's team 15K. My downline is President's team executive 30K, and then below them, President's team 40K. So it's almost like a U shape, but so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you get started. The best time to start is today. Doesn't matter when you get started. It matters entirely how you work and how wide and how deep your business goes. That's it, you know. And if anything, every other structure is a pyramid. You know, every school has headmaster.
Everything is. Yeah.
You know, I always say
carry on. I think
a school is a headmaster, and then there are assistant headmasters and top teachers and pupils. You know, in a corporate business is CEO and board and top managers, middle managers, employees. You know, and even the church is the Pope and archbishops and bishops and priests. You know, so everything else in the world is actually a pyramid. And Herbalife is the opposite. You know, Herbalife, you go anywhere, you know.
I need to ask one question. من قال له أبزيا Herbalife pyramid you دتبعها سمع واد في نزقال سو تقبر هلا you in the pyramid scheme دتبعها لمن قال له بجاكم حادث صحف لي أبزات شات 100 سبات لنا كندي كباهم أبيراميد اللهم تبعيلكم as you type 1 نيكول حدا نقدر كنقرأ نيكو my like 3 of my mentors as I was doing my 4th degree, one of them was like very imperative to what I was doing, and I told him, you know, we're helping people now, we're using the nutrition company KMZ. He said we cannot be friends anymore. I was like, well, hang on a minute, what do you mean we can't just break all the years of friendship by me choosing to do one thing? It was like, that's a pyramid, how could you not know this? Look at this 2012. And then I heard of it back then. In 2014, they had this punishment to his FTC and this and that, a whole lot of nonsense. And I said, okay, I was so misled to think you're my mentor, for you don't even know where to find your information. At that point, we broke the friendship for this very reason.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken since.
Yeah, and it's sad, and people are just so stuck in their opinion, you know. In our business, we get rewarded directly for the impact we have. And it's fairer pay than any other job that anyone will ever have. You know, I worked hard in my old job, 1% pay rise in 6 years. You know, whether I worked hard or did not work hard. Where in this business, my pay will be exactly how hard I work. If I don't help new member, I don't get paid.
This is simple as such.
I'm preaching to the choir, you know this.
No. This is as gold as it can get. أبزي 14 سبات رايكم تساتفكم دلهم. كانوا سبات كما يسمعكم من مالتي. إذا تجبروا دلهم ويسكاميو ويبيراميد سكيمي دبلهم يلون. مغنيات سكوت PowerPoint اللي أكثر إنا جن. أبكن البيراميد دخون كم زيلو. نتا حج كاب سكوت سلسلة لعل سكين سلسلة تحت نغيد. Okay. Sorry, كاب نيكي the same نيكي سكوت. كابناتهم سلسلة نغيد. عدمتها أبي الله a millionaire. ناتا أبلاين أبي الله president team سلسلة درجة كاب نيكول نلعب دلو مالتي. كاب نيكي تحت سلسلة دلو ما تحتي أدلو لعل نيكي له. نيكي عسرت حمشتا كي إن شاء الله نسخة 10 كي له. أبا سلسلة دلو دماني 30 كي له. So كم زيد بالكرتي دلو أكن دي بيراميد هون. نسخة متأن نايسبات شجر دفتح كارلو. ناتكا تشيكاب ومنصر. يعب مالتي. How big of a problem you solve, how many people you help depends. Like your check depends on the size of the problem you're solving. As simple as such. أبصرحة شديش تعمد أكل سريحة 1% أبدو مزاوسة ركب. أبزي when we got to millionaire team, we didn't do nothing with other people other than me doing the clinical research, like nutritional research, doing Aberdeen University-based nutrition classes. Like I went bananas, gaining weight, losing weight. All of this was on my own space without sharing it with other people. And come December, by end of December, after Christmas, we offered the opportunity. And then come April, we were, Rahel was in a millionaire team, like this is one bubble. And I was in Get Plus. So the amount of work we did, though, like I'm all gray now, as you can see, all gray hair, all of me. I worked so hard, tirelessly. I probably worked 5 times more than I would have worked on all of my studies, all of what I do in the lab. But the result was there. So evidently, it's just a tremendous reward. And it wasn't only that, but everyone in our team was just they're helping more people. So that reflected on their results. People get into world team, active world team, unprecedented. But then what you just said became our narrative, plateaued. And this is where we need to check the system. So abzini kotublet sanahat بمنصر نايكن دي سبات شجر كتفتح كيلكا نناتكا تشيك ويكا نناتكا اتاوي وسن نناتكا درجة وسن so إذا بيراميد أي سمعنا أنتم انتدأ لكم كونكم سكاميو أي بولونان أي سرحني أي بولونان أنتم انتدأ لكم أبزي I think تخكل أي مثلاً نوسو كف سب سمع واي ناب نتورك ماركتين أبيلو دمتس ويكا كاب كلا أبيلو دمتس so حدا تصحفوا لي انتدأ زي عارين تجبر الله خينا بإذنكم مغنياتو نسخاتكم you are the change بعلكم okay you are the change.
Perfect. So, Lino, I will share my screen to show some pictures, if that's okay.
Yes.
You can see?
Yep.
Yep. Perfect. So this was my result. Like everyone, we always start with our result. This picture on the left, I am age 22. Picture on the right, age 36.
Wow.
Now, picture on the left, this was not me all the time. But this is an example of how my weight would go up and down because I had no control, no understanding.
And you were active.
Yeah, this is me. This is probably me an off season of basketball. So I would be then a few kilos lighter when basketball started and then go up when basketball finished because it was always only exercise. You know, so I'm playing a lot of basketball here, but just not understanding nutrition. And now I'm 3 dress sizes smaller and obviously fitter and stronger than before. So this is my result. But our reason why we joined Herbalife was for the family time, for the children. So we do have 2 children. We have both been full-time parents the whole time and we miss nothing. So for me, like I said in the beginning, I did not want babysitter to tell me my children took their first steps and said their first words and did this and did that. I wanted to see that. I wanted to picture it. I wanted to be the person that was there. So our children have had 2 parents at home their whole life and we just don't miss anything. The school activities, the children are sick, it's no problem, they come home. So that time when they're small especially has been priceless. And only now are they both at school that we have suddenly 9 till 3 in the afternoon and we probably never worked so little because you become good at working hard when you have small time, you know?
Yes.
And I actually think we worked even harder when we had jobs 10 years ago than we do now. But this is what it's about. It's about a healthy result for myself and then this family time as well.
Brilliant. Take me back to the previous slides, please. There are men are abs relate together. Misana Feven, you were showing your pictures. You shared your picture the past 2 days. Amazing transformation. I think the قدامي step tick قرنا لنا مالتي حاجة at least Herbalife كجمر كلا نيكود بلاتو bear this in mind كبدت ناخد كنس هيكون تنجميرة. She wasn't there for the weight gun. أثلت كوينا نبع على باسكتبول تسعوت كوينا off season كوينو كم زين نفسه يورد ديب نيرو حدا جزيت سبوكم أنا يمت حدا جزيها 5 دقيقة نيرة. أبزي 21 did you say 22 أبزي خا قلت 13 عامت يا كان السلام سيوا تفللي بعلكم رأيو أب نفس 5 راح بمسلونا قريلا. So كجمر كلا نزوك عتدي جمرت جن أب نفسه قدم. Always we say result stock. كل جزء result أب نفسنا ترى أخوينه دخوانه سب we are giving them an offer that they cannot decline. This is how I preach it myself, which is amazing. Next slide, please. أبزخ عائلتنا أبزخ عائلة كابدو ولودو دكا سقاب حجي كلت يوم أبومن أديومن أبزوري أمن داس روحو دخونا نجار حليفو ما يفلتني تمرتك على عدد سلي وتتبعهم شجر بحالي لن جزامي ما تعرفوا دخونا هوليداي كامب قلد غير نحرا اليوم كل جزية مسمى له and نزق خون دخاء على جننتاي مجمريا this is manifested in a sense أبو أمورا قدم مسألته like whatever you can imagine أبو أمورها لبخاها أدا أمنولو and whatever you can perceive in your mind and believe in your heart, you can always achieve it. أبو أمراس لدسألته تقدمت نتبابز كل سبب نتصرف كون دمنيا. Do you actually have the desire كم وكتجبروا؟ قال لكم ده قبل بهم على لودي كتجبروا. Do you really want to do? بنات سنة كتم على لسه كتسرحوا. مغنيات كتسيلة تنسنة تبتدي. Gonna be rather challenging. So yeah, this is all beautiful, but are you willing to accept to جبروا؟ demand to جبروا work ethic كتجبروا. ما غيروا بحر كتجبروا. Behavioral change كتجبروا. So مجمرة we begin with the Indian mind. نسايلاتكم أقدم بيلا. I was imagining كمزخ جبروس. I was imagining يحسبوني را كل جزء وداي أجرختك الكله first steps ناي ولادي تداي كير مسوا على صراحة إنك تنقرني دلني. So كرمي ممسوء دايز بهلا بعدنا. وعش كلمة ما قدوه حسرك. Do you see it? Can you see it when before you were there? مغنياتو that's detrimental. If you cannot see it, you can't get anywhere. ساني قلت بلك الله تريوني راه كان مجمريا كمزي انا تصحف وقلد بلا مقنياتات حدا غزي انت راه رسعناس ناو تملسنا كنا نبغون نخلينا so انت راه راينا خوينو it's so easy.
Yeah, thank you, Lino. And for me, there is no other way, no other company where you can be in the best health, stay at home with your children, but still have your own identity and your own work, because most women have to choose children or career. With Herbalife, you don't have to choose. You do it all together. And my oldest son has been probably on 30 airplane flights before he was 2, because he came everywhere to Herbalife meetings as a baby. You know, I was feeding him myself, so he was in Venice and he was in Monte Carlo and he was in all these different places. He was on stage in Extravaganza. We got recognized millionaire team in Extravaganza. He was 4 weeks old and he was in the front carrier and we had like little flags and UK flags. It didn't matter because the business was for them. So I couldn't use them as an excuse to not be at events, to not learn and to not get better. So if I was at the event, they were at the event. Okay, now they're bigger. So now we have more childcare. But still, we would make it work. You know, we never use the children as an excuse to not be there. They have just been a part of the Herbalife family with everyone else.
دبز احنا سبات مغنياتنا انتايو. Events when كاين ما تقبرنا مغنيات انتايو. قول علونا نتسام تنايد سما معلون. سرح ده تبلغة. وتسايتات كبز حنيو. مغنياتو بتناي متشرش سل دين جمر دلنا. نحن ناس ناي متشرش عم كنا دلنا نقر انتايو. I think you saw my girls, right? I had to take them even to the dance floor. حدا خاطر دعابي نقدر كجبر دخلك. Whatever I do it for them. إن شاء الله. دعابي بهتاد فترة اللي نقدر. ندك أيسي تتجبر دلخو بتحقواس. تسند عبلني. نعأن خشن. بسرن ديكون كده تعرف نسن بمغنيات بمجبر. كابتو دلخو. I wanted to become more for them. And sen kan under ayak khadas lesdali. So extravaganza lo, kick-off allo, or winter spectacular allo, wherever I find myself to be, na gidin de kaim cycle lo allo. Childminder gala dem hallawon aykonen ግን ተዳዓበ ስእሊ at least ንዕኦም ኢሉ ድገብሮ ነገር ምዃኑ ንሳኻት ብለኩም ኣላ ጓላ ወዳ ወዲ 4 ሰሙን ኮይኑ ኣብ ቆልዓ ተሓቂፉ ባንዴራ ናይ ዓዲ እንግሊዝ ሒዞም ናይ ዩኬ ባንዴራ ሒዞም ኣብ ካልእ ሃገር ኮይኖም ማለት لعل 3 flights بريرو له بلتي تعبوا هذا حاجي لعل 3 بررا كندي بررا بريرنا لنا قول هنا how many flights have you done you guys as adults
but it's probably my next slide. See,
yeah, no, I was going to the question wasn't for you. The question wasn't for you. It's for the audience. Yeah, no, I think انتدأ desire حالي أنا لبنان حكوينا I think had this is on Rahel's vision board in the Bible, names of the places and when she wants to go there, which I say, you know, as a scientist, I like to see the retrospective evidence of things, but she dared to put it, and then I think she's getting there. It's unbelievable how much impactful مخانو تسكاخ impactful كم دخانة كتريهم بعينها كتريهم مخال تي كتكونوا تدل النجار. So أبجزها، okay؟ تعنا ندارخبك بعلاقة ندات عها. دكها نايدكها دليتات compromise كي جبرك. ናይ career ምርጫ ከይገበርካ አንተ ወይ ዝበለቶ ድበዛሕና ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ዘለና እስከ ኣብዚ ጸሓፋለይ ክንደይ ካባኽኒ ክናብ ስራሕ ትኸዳ how many of you guys do you go to work how many of you have to go back to work 9 months after birth after maternity how many of you do you have to do 2 jobs ንደቅኹም ናይ ትምህርቲ ክትከፍሉሎም ስለ ዘለኩም ክልተ ሰባት ሰለስተ ሰባት ጥራሕ ተሳትፎ ብጣዕሚ ዘገድስ ኣሕዋተይ ምክንያቱ ጋሻ ዓዲምና ስለ ዘለና ንዓና ንምሕጋዝ ውን ስለ ድመፁ ኦኬ ብፍላይ ከዓ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ኮንክን ኣብ መንጎ ቆልዓን ስራሕን ክትመርፃ ኣለክን a job a career or family child ገለገለ ሰባት ንውላድ ውን ደይበፅሕሉ ደረጃ ብሰሪ ከምዝ ነገራት ደይምምችኡ ማለት እዩ so I think this hits in every household ስለዚ ኣብዚ ግን ኣብ ገዛ ርእስኻ እንተላ ሰሪሕካ እቲ ቢዝነስ ሞዴል እንተላ ሰሪሕካሉ ከምቲ ኒኪ ትብሎ ደላ ረእይዎ ዝኩሉ ቦታታት ድበፅሕዎ ማለት እዩ just out of interest are all these places with Herbalife or
yeah so we've been probably to 25 or 26 different cities with Herbalife and obviously none in the last 2 years so maybe yes. more but in these pictures we've qualified for 10 of the vacations so every single year we've qualified for the vacation because I'm a big believer that one of the greatest riches is travel and nothing will teach my children more than different cultures different places so some of these pictures are the 5-star vacations with Herbalife and those are the most unbelievable gift because you get the best holiday you've ever had with your family but around the best people your children could ever be around because they learn from these great leaders and these great humans about how they can be better. My children have made friends with different children all around the world and they see them every year at different vacations, so the vacation itself is a great reward, but what it means your business is doing is truly the reward because you must be doing amazing things, impacting so many people and helping so many others if you're at that level of the vacation. So we always aim for and qualify for the vacation because it means we're in production, we're helping more people, and we want to reward our family as well. And some of these pictures are extravaganzas in Prague, future president's team retreat in Ireland, St Andrews in Scotland, funnily, Venice, Greece, all different places, honors in Los Angeles and honors in North Carolina, where we visited the headquarters, where they create the products effectively. We visited there in North Carolina. So if you want to travel, do it as part of your business and do it as a target in your business to qualify for the vacations because when you've been on a Herbalife vacation, nothing else will ever compare.
So I'm super excited I haven't met Scott and the boys and I'm so excited to meet you guys in Greece in May.
Yes, we will be in Greece.
That would be our first holiday because we didn't go for the future president retreat because of COVID. And again, ኣብዝደለኹም ኩላትኩም እንታይ ትብል ደላ እዚ ኩሉ ቦታታት ድኸድዎ ንኻልኦት ሰባት ብመንፅር እቲ ብዝሒ ሰብ ድሓገዝዎ ናቶም ቮሊዩም ስለ ድበፅሐ every year qualify ገይሮም ማለት እዩ ነቲ ሆሊዴይ ኣነን ስድራይን ክንከይድ ኢና ንግሪስ ኣብ ጉንበት ኩሉ touch wood no dramas of COVID or anything else ኣብ መንጎ and ትድበለፀ ነገር ናይ ዝንድሕራሉ it's 5-star holiday እዩ ትድበለፀ ድበሃል ገንዘብ ክገዝኦ ድኽእል ዓይነት holiday እዩ so እንታይ ማለት እዚ ቲ holiday qualify ክትገብር ከለኻ ግን ክንደይ ደኣኽሉ ሰባት ትሕግዝ ኣለኻ ተሰጋገር ኣለኻ ክንደይ ደኣኽሉ ሰባት ምሳኻ ይዓብይለዎ ይድነፅር ብመንፅር ከምዚ እንተረኣ ንሰርሖ ሃሊና ንናህና ቢዝነስ ሞዴል ኣብ መጨረሻ እቲ ሪዋርድ እውን ዓብይ ይኸውን እቲ holiday ካብ ገንዘብ ካብ ኣብ ገዛ ክገብረሎም ድኽእል ንላዕሊ ንደቀይ holidays qualify ክገብርስ ንደቀይ ቀንድ እውን ደሐጉሰኒ ምክንያቱ ሓደ ትበለጽ holiday ማለት ካልኣይ ከዓ ኣብ ኣመንጎቶም ድበለጹ ድበሃሉ ስድራ ቤታት ወይ ድበለጹ ይነሰን ሰባት ሓሳስቦም ዕውታት ብልጻት ድበሃሉ ሰባት ምህላዎም ደቀይ ብዙሕ ነገር ካብ ክመሃሩ እዮም ሳልሳይ ከዓ different culture ወይ ከዓ በበይኑ ባህሊ ቋንቋ ዓዲ ክሊማ ኣብ መገዲ ድመሃርዎ ይበዝሕ ካብ ኣነ ክምህሮም ድኽእል ነገር so ነቶም ስጋዕ ሕጅ holiday qualified ይገበርኩም ካብ ራይ progress academy it's about time ነዚ consider ክትገብርዎ and make sure you qualify for the next holiday I'm super excited for this
Perfect. So these next couple of slides I'll just move through quite quickly, but what Herbalife allows you to do is just have choices. If you have bucket list things you want to do, for us, this is in Los Angeles. So this is the Herbalife Headquarters. You can see there, this was the world record workout, and the honors where there was, champagne was under every single chair in the arena. And then where Herbalife is in Los Angeles is right next door to where the LA Lakers and the LA Clippers play at the Staples Center. So we could sit courtside. We had enough money to sit courtside at that game at the same time as we were at honors. So Herbalife just allows you to do more of those things. And just to really make relationships and create a network of people which cause you to be better. And I posted about this actually today on my Facebook page, because Jim Rohn would say you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So what books do they have you reading? What TV do they have you watching? Are they impacting you in a good or a bad way? So when you get around these Herbalife people and you make amazing friendships, you can't help but actually be better. Okay, your average moves up. In my old job, I've lost friends as well from Herbalife because they didn't agree, or we didn't have as much time for them as we did before, and they never supported our Herbalife journey. But sometimes you outgrow people, and that's okay. They're happy where they are, and you have to then move on and you find new people that will support your growth and support the goals that you have in life as well. So if that's happened to you, that's okay, because you will make better friends in Herbalife and people with the same vision and mission to really impact a lot of people and have a great life as well.
So this is ብጣዕሚ ንኹሉ ሰብ resonate ዝገብረሉ ይመስለኒ ድበዛሕና ሰባት ክንጅምር ከለና ብቀዳማይ እውን ሓተኩም ነይረ ክንደይ ካባኹም ኢኹም ልብኹም ወዲቁልኩም ትገብሮ ካልኦት ሰባት ከም ዝኸይብሉና ከይፈርዱና ወይ ኣይሰምዑሉን እዮም ወይ ኣምኑሉን እዮም ወይ ከምዚ እንዳበልና ንገብሮስ ክንደይ ሰባት ኢና ሶ ኒኪ ትብለና ኣላ ኣብ ሞንጎ ንስኻ ኣብ ሓሙሽተ ሰባት ትረኽቦም እንድሕር ነጊርካና ኣበይ ከም ዘለኻ ኣብ ኣቨሬጅ ናትካ ናብራ ክነግረካ ይኽእል እየ እቶም ትረኽቦም ሰባት እንታይ መፅሓፍ ክተንብብ ሓጊዞምኻ what book you reading ኣየናይ TV program ክትከታተልዮም ነጊሮምኻ ካብ ምንታይ ክትእለ ከም ዘለካ ነጊሮምኻ ከመይ ጌርካ ክትዓቢ ከም ንኽእል ከመይ ጌሮም ከም ዳዓበዩ ድም ድነግሩኻ whatever ንዓና ኢምፓክት ዝገብሩና ኣብ እንዳወረ ድም ድወስድና ኣብ ክንዓብየሉ ንኽእል መፅሓፍ ድም ሪኮመንድ ዝገብሩና ቡን ክንሰቲ ምሶም እዚኦም ናይቶም ንስኻ ትረኽቦም ዘለኻ ሰብ average net average ናይቶም ኣብ ዙርያኻ ዘለዉ ሰባት እዮም ስለዚ ርሑቕ ከይከድናና ናብራና ንምንታይ ከም ዝኮይኑ እንድሕር ኢልና ኣብ ገባቢና ዘለዉ ሰባት ጥራይ ክንርኢ ኣለና ኣብዚ ጉዕዞ ብፍላይ ኣብ Herbalife ካብ ንጅምር ኢላ ብዙሓት ዝኸሰርናዮም ሰባት ኣለዉ ነቲ መገድና ስለደይ ተሰማምዕሉ ከምቲ ቀደም ዝነበረና ግዜ ሎም ከዓ ግዜ ክንቦም ስለደይ ከኣልና ሶ ከምኡ እንድሕር ክገጥመኩም ጀሚሩ እዚ ብእንግሊሽ outgrow ይበሃል ወይ ከዓ ፀብለል ኢልካ በተሓሳስባኻ ኣነባብራኻ ዕላማኻ ካብቶም ካልኦት ሰባት እንዳተፈለኻ ትኸይድ እሞ ንኹሉ ሰብ ኣይኮንካን ጠርኒፍካ ትሕዞ you don't keep everyone ኣብ ሂወትካ ገለ ሰባት you have to outgrow them እንደገና ካብኦም ድሓሽ ክትቆም ኣለካ ብንዓኻ ክዕብይኻ ድኽእሉ ሶ ታዳ ሓለፈት ስላይድ እንታይ ኢላ ነይራ ብዛዕባ ኣብ ሎስ አንጀለስ ምስ ከዱ ኣብ ኮርት ሳይድ ኮፍ ክትብል ኣብ ናይ ባስ ኣብቲ ወርልድ record ዝግበረሉ ናይ ስፖርት ቦታ ኬካ ክትንቀሳቀስ ኣብ ነፍሲ ወከፍ ኮፍ መበሊኻ ሻምፒዮን ሃሊክ ክትገብሮ እቲ ፕሪቪሌጅ ሳዊታ ትሪኦ ብመንፅር እቲ ስኻ ዝሰርሕካ ስጋዕ ዝኾነ ድመፅእ ካብ ሎም ሙሸ ጀሚርካ ስጋዕ ክንደይ ኢኻ ኣዕቲብካ ብነፍስኻ ክሰርሕ ስጋዕ ክንደይ ኢኻ መካይትኻ ክትመርፅ ኩሉ ግዜ ይብለ ኣብ ብፍላይ ኣብ ናህና ሕብረተሰብ ሓደ ሰብ ራብዓይ ክፍሊ ዝተምሃረ 6 ሰዓት ኮፍ ኢልካ ክትከታተሎ ሽግር የብልካን 6 hours fourth grader በአንጻሩ ተሞክሮ ደለዎን ህይወትካ ክቅይሮ ድኽእል እንተዳ ሰሪሕካሉ ንዓኻ ጥራሕ ዘይኮንስ ንወለዶ ሙሉእ ክቅይር ድኽእል ስራሕ opportunity ክበካ ከሎ ግን እንታታት እንዳውፅኻሉ ትሃድም ኣብ ዙርያኹም ከምኦም ሰባት ኣለዉ ዶ it's about time to keep your eyes open and ክትወስኑ ደዋፃኩም ኣይናዩ ደብፅሓኩም ኣይናዩ ክትፈልጡ ኣብ Herbalife ከምዚ ዳ መሰለ friendship ክትገብር ይሕግዘካ ንዓኻ ደዕብዩኻ ደሰስኑኻ ኩሉ ግዜ ሓፍ እንዳበልካ ኣብ ኣተሓሳስባኻ ኣብ ርዲኢትካ ኣብ ናብራኻ ድሓሽካ ክትከውን ትገብሩ ማለት እዩ I'm very privileged to say that I've met quite a few of them and this is what Herbalife brought for my family and my family as the whole team here at Rai family as well.
Thanks, Lino. And I'm trying to click. And then finally on this slide, Herbalife gives you the greatest thing, which is the chance to be a better version of yourself. You know, I did not join Herbalife because I wanted to speak on stage, speak on Zooms, you know, to be doing personal development. You know, I joined to make some money so I could stay at home. But as you grow, you get those opportunities and you actually realize this is who I am. And you have to give back because of what you've learned. You know, you feel empowered to do that. And then, you know, for us to have the president's team recognition, to have our names, as you can see at the bottom, this is if anyone doesn't know, this is the Mark Hughes wall. So this is the wall that is in LA Live, in the headquarters. And there are only 3,000 names on that wall in 41 years of Herbalife. It's obviously the top 0.01%, I think. And we didn't get our president's team experience because of COVID. And that's, don't get me wrong, that's still a little bit of a sore point. But because when I heard about it, and hopefully this will happen for you guys, okay? Because travel won't be an issue. But they will fly you business class to Los Angeles. They will put you up in the most incredible 5-star hotel. You will have dinner with Dr. Agvanobi and all of the other doctors and all the other president's team and the other corporate executives as well. And you'll get a tour around all the facilities. You'll do all of those things, and you will then, what they do is outside of LA Live, there's a tall skyscraper like this. And then they will show your name across the full length of the skyscraper. Okay, so that is what's waiting for everyone when they get to that president's team level. And we might still get that. They might catch up on all the president's team that qualified. But yes, the trip would be nice, but having your name in that wall and what that means in terms of the thousands of people that have been impacted because of one conversation my sponsor had with me and a few conversations I had with some leaders that turned into this is just amazing. So the personal growth is one of the greatest things. The picture in the bottom is just some of the UK S&P. And again, you know, whenever now there's a committee or an event, I will always volunteer. And if I get asked to speak, I will always say yes. And that would be my message to you. Always say yes. You maybe don't know how, you maybe don't know what, but you say yes because there is so much growth. You will learn, you will get around other people, you will learn from them. And your team and your customers, they will see you as a leader as well. And then that will drive them on and inspire them to do better as well. So I'll leave it with this one, Lino, and then I just have some top tips, if that's okay.
Yeah. So እዚኣ ብፀጋም ትሪእዋ ዘለኹም እቲ ናይ CEO ናይ Herbalife ዶክተር ማለት እዩ he was in the UK ቀረባ መዓልቲ ብዓልሚ ከምጽ ቀንዮም that was wonderful to see ኣብዚ ትብለኩም ኣላ ኣብዚ መንደቕ ኣብ ሎስ አንጀለስ ኣብቲ መንደቕ ስምካ ክድጠፍ ካብቶም ኣብ 41 ዓመት ከባቢ 3000 ገለ ዝኾና ሰባት ጥራይ ማብኣድ ኣለዉ እዚ ማለት ካብ ብማርጂን ፐርሰንቴጅ እንተሪእናዮ 0.01 ሚእታዊት ማለት እዩ so ኣብዚ ዝኹሉ ጉዕዞ መፂኻ recognition ከም ዳኣክል ውን ክትረክብ ከለኻ ሕጂ ትገንዘብ ውን ኣይኮነን ስጋ ሕጂ ብዛዕባ ገንዘብ ሓንቲ ግዜ ጠቂሳላ ማለት ሳብቲ ኮርስ ሳይድ ኮፍ ንኽንብል ዓቕሚ ነርና ክንገዝእ ትኬት ኢላ ተደየለ ኣብዚ ኩሉ ዘረባ ተዛረበቶ ገንዘብ ከምዚ ቅድሚት ንኽትከይድ ካብ ዝገበረቶ ነገር ኣይኮነን ግን እንታይ ኢላ መጨረሻኻ ገንዘብ ኣምፅያ Herbalife ክጅምር ከለኹ little income ንእሽተይ ከምዚ 200 300 ተረፍ ክገብረሉ ድኽእል ዳ እምበር ሽማይ ኣብ መንደቕ ምስቶም 0.01% ኣብ ትትካል ደለዉ ኣብ 41 ዓመት ክንዚ ዳኣክል ሰባት ኢምፓክት ክገብር ኢላ ሓሲባ ኣይኮንኩን so ድበዝሓና ብዝደለና ሰባት መምፅኢና ክንዱ ኢምፓክትፉል ኮይና ብዙሕ ኣታዊ ክህልወና ከምኡ ራእይ ሃሊና ገለ ኣይኮነን ግን እንታይ ኢላ ድኾነ ንኣብነት ሱፐርቫይዘር ተስተመነ ክንብል ከለና ኣብዚ ወይ ከመይ ጌርካ ዝሰርሕ ኢልካ ክንብል ከለና ኩሉ ግዜ እንዳመፅኹም ክትዛረቡ ድዕድመኩም ወይ ከምዚ ጌርኩም PowerPoint ከማዳሊኹም ክትመፁ ንዕድመኩም ሓሳባት እንተዳ ሃሊን ምንታይ እዩ በዓላት ነግረኩም ንህለት ቮለንቲር ድኾነ ናይ ኮሚቴ ኦፖርቹኒቲ እንተፈጢሩ በዓላኩም ቮለንቲር ጌራ ትመፅ ተዛረብት ተባሂላ ቮለንቲር ትገብር ምክንያቱ እሱ እንታይ ትገብር ምስ ካልኦት ዕዉታት ሰባት ትራኸብ ይሕግዘካ ከምቲ ዓንተ ይድበልክዋ ኸ ንስኻ ትረኽቦም ሰባት ካባኻ ንላዕሊ እንተዳ ኮይኖም ብተመክሮም ብስርሖም ኩሉ ግዜ ንስኻ ናይ ግድነት ናቶም ተመክሮ ኢሚቴት ንኽትገብር ንስኦም ካልኣይ ኦፖርቹኒቲ ንኽትረግብ ትገብሮ ፃዕሪ ብዙሕ ንቅድሚት ክትመጽእ ወይ ከዓ ናትካ ፐርሰናል ዴቨሎፕመንት ክትሰርሕ ይሕግዘካ so እዚ ንሪኦ ዘለና ኣሳእል እዚ ስፔሻሊ ሳን ስኮት ኒኪ እንደለዎ ክኸዲ ከኣሎም ብሰሪ ኮቪድ ግን ኣብኡ ድገብሩልካ ትሪት ኣሎ ኣብ ሎስ አንጀለስ ምስ ከድካ ብጣዕሚ ብሉፅ ዝኾነ ትሪት ላይፍ ታይም ኤክስፒሪየንስ ማለት እዩ and ናታ ምኽሪ መጨረሻ ዝነበረ ክጅምር ከለኹ ኢላትኩም ኣነ ከምዚ ሕጂ ዘለኽዎ ንዓመት ሚልዮናት እንዳገበርኩ ክኸይድ ደይኮነስ ኣብ ገዛ ኮይነ ክሰርሓሉ ድኽእል ምስ ደቀይ stay at home with my kids with a little extra money እዚኣ መበገሲት ነይራ ሰባት እንዳረኸብኩ ምስ ከድኩ ግን ናተይ ዓቕሚ ናተይ ፐርሰናል ዲቨሎፕመንት ቃ እንዳዓበየ ኸይዱ ከም ትሪእዎ ኸ መወዳእቱ ዓወት ኮይኑ
Thank you, Lino. So now I'll just share some top tips and I just have quotes. So, Lino, I'll just do one and then I'll let you explain and let you translate and then I'll just skip through. There's probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 maybe, but will not take too long. With my
take your time.
Sure.
I feel for you, but take your time.
With my tips, I don't want to share like different mechanics and how to do the business because most of it is mindset and attitude and characteristics. So these are the things that no matter what we've done in our business, because we've done everything, you know, we've done Fit Club and Marathon and Nutrition Club and Weight Loss Challenge and 21-day challenge. Okay, the DMO doesn't matter for the tips. The tips will work no matter how you work the business, okay? So my first one is about a leader, okay? A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Now, this is everything from you as a coach for your customers to the leader that you might want to be. Now, some of you on the call, most of you in the call, probably don't think that you are a leader, okay? And I didn't think I was a leader either, okay? And sometimes in certain rooms, we're not leaders because we're not very important in the size of the room. But you have to, if you want to build big in a business, you have to be the one that leads from the front. You can never ask someone to do something that you're not willing to do. Okay, so I would not, for example, tell all my team to go to kickoff and to go to Summer Spectacular if I've not booked my ticket first. Okay, I would not tell them, you know, to use all the products they could afford to use if I don't use all the products. Okay, I wouldn't tell them to aim for a promotion, you know, 2,500 or 5,000 volume if I'm not doing that volume myself. So it always starts with us as leaders. And whenever you're not setting an example, everything will drop because your team generally will do a little bit less than you do. Okay, sometimes you'll find diamonds like I found, okay, but 99% of the rest of our distributors do a little bit less than we do. So if you don't set a high standard, then the standard will always be low. Okay, so it always starts with you.
Okay, gold. This really is amazing. So انت كتبل صني حانيك نتتصرح لهم ميلا نخقير رايكم كن مخرج كهباكم ماراثون نقبر لنا نيوتريشن كلاب لنا ناقصنا حدا معالتي تشالنج لنا ببين عينت كل نفتنينا حجد هباكم مخري بدلهم مترز تأمتوا أبسلست نجاري دمركس سخاء mindset التحساسوانا كما يمثلالو attitude أتنانا كما يالو نحنا كاركتر كنتاي وشتنا okay so كل جزء بزجزان بلو نجار مالت ولا حنت حدش نجار يكونن التحساسوانا مغياري تدعابي تعري نقول نخرج دلنا مجدي so التحساسوانا خنكير نحنا attitude بزعبات سرح دلنا بزعبة جزار اسنا بزعبة كالو اتسباد دلنا كغير بكاركترنا خا بك exemplary كنكون ابزيان تايلا ما راح يدبهال حدا اتمجد زفلط نتمجد بعلو دخودو نخالوت كات مجد زاري اذا انت مالتي ان حرت برودكت ديت تتقمها ليها نخال سب جزء يكتب له لك يكون extravaganza بعل خديت خيد نحكون كا events meeting بعل خديت خيد نحكون كا نتومنات كا داونلاين سم تجبر تسلطوا نعوم تسلطهم مون سخات تتقم كايلكا كتجبروا لك يكون اوكي زين ابنت እንዳምጽት ክትገልጽ صنيحه I think لعل دخونه ነገር ፍላይብዝ ማራቶን እንገለን ንخرج ለና ማለት በዓልና ከሻሙሉ ከለና በዓልና ናይ ስኪን ደን ተቀመሉ ከለና ንዕዳጋ ኢልና ጥራሕ ክንገብሮ ልክ አይኮነ okay so እዚያ takes us to the basics of use wear and talk ትብል ደላ በዓልና እንድሕር ደይገርናዮ ንኻል ሰብ ክንግረይ ንኽእልኒና أنا every month 15,000 يقبر okay on average my average is between 13 and 15k every month مالتي إذا كبر كله هجن قليل لا يقال يكونن أنت هذا it's a standard set كجبر سلازلني so I'm expecting someone to blow my mind away to do 20,000 قال لك قبرمو then at least there is had a diamond كنركب مالتي أبو ببهاري يوسف كابت السخات قبر لها قرب لا تقدم لا يتقبر مغنياتو جانا لا تمهارس لا دخول دولو نسخة نايمة راحي لبين دحر ديبلك أو لبخا أنا leader اللي كان دحر دي ده أمن كون كا there is no way you can be a leader until you believe that you want so leader دقبرك هاني to responsibility موسادي إنت كاركتر ناتكا نايمة راح مخاني تمجد على خامخات تفولت أنا جرنا خالوت من جار الغون أنا جر كان نختفلت متسعر so imperative.
This one of my favorites, anything of Jim Rohn is my favorite, but stand guard at the door of your mind. And this is when you have people, Herbalife is a pyramid scheme, Herbalife products are rubbish, this. So people in our environment, if they're not growing, they want to pull us back. Okay, and maybe you know the analogy of the crabs trying to get out of the bucket. One tries to escape, they all pull it down.
Yeah.
This is how we are as humans. Okay, so you have to, as Jim Rohn said, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let those messages come in, you know, and it's not saying that you can't always avoid the news and terrible things happening in the world, but you can't become obsessed with those things on the outside. You have to be aware of certain things, but you have to be in control of what you let in. Okay, we call it having a clean glass or a dirty glass. Okay, and I often say to Scott, switch that off. That's dirtying my glass, you know, because I need my glass to be clean so I can do better. So you have to be mindful of what information you're letting into your mind and how it's impacting you. And sometimes, you know, if I watch so much negativity or hear so much negativity, I just have to switch on YouTube, switch on some Jim Rohn for 5 minutes, and then I'm back here, you know, so stand guard.
I think this is Rahel's favorite, though I call Jim Rohn my uncle, given that when I was really young, my dad's present were audiobooks of them people, him, Liz Brown, and Stephen Covey, and Jim Rohn as an uncle. This is something I would have no problem to say to anyone to get out of my way for their energy is not right for what I want to achieve. And زي أنت أنا نبدلنا كم تفلت وحاول جيم رون أنت يدبلله ناي أمور خوارديا بعد خائفة أنت تري أنت تسمع نمنتني الكتسمعه ناي من حضرت عن السخات التكن ناي جزاء السخا ناي أمور خانة تحسس بخا ناي سمعت كوارديا بعد خخت كون علىك أنت رأتينا أبنت بزعب Herbalife ترايدي كنا Herbalife نحت زاريمنا بيراميديو سكاميو أيسرحنيو جذب نمشات إخاتو جبره كم زي خادولن دحر كوينهم أبالات ناي رئيس لدخونكم نسخون شجري بلكم مكنياتو our ultimate priority is نايكالو السبات هيوت مغيار okay how we could help people that's how we started that's how we're going to keep it and as long as we're helping people the result will come up to business up to marketing plan the result نحطه رقمت نجرجله يكونه as long as we help enough people جمرنكم دبلو the result كمتسي on the way نروح سبات أما قد نروح سبات تناتم إنرجي لك عند حردي كوينو حردي بسحنا كوينو حردي قلقلنا كوينو انت كملين خل نحر كوينو نيكين تكتب لسانيها جلاس اللوا بيت جلاس كتر خلا انت دخون قالوا تحسب نتيوا جلاس يرسي حلا إلا يطبل مالتي so وارديانا نسمعو نريو أبنعنا نقدمي دوسدنا دبلا أممرات حلفنا نوسج.
Great, and this is similar. So there are things that matter and things that you can control and things that you should focus on. So as it says here, you need to focus on the things that matter and you can control them. Okay, so again, it's just focusing your time on the right things in the right place, because some things, they do matter, but you can't control them. And some things you can control them, but actually they don't matter. So we can't spend our time there. So it's just being very, very conscious of the time that you spend and where you focus, which is similar to this one, because the first thing my sponsor said to me was, do what successful people do and you will be fine. And that's the best advice they ever gave us, because in our business, the greatest thing is you can just copy successful people. And there's no other business. I mean, in my old job, if I wanted a promotion, I probably had to betray someone. I had to stab someone in the back. I had to climb over someone and keep my own work a secret. In Herbalife, we share the success and we copy what other people have done. And because we're 41 years old, we've learned so many of the lessons that new businesses haven't learned. And this is an important point. I don't know if you guys will be the same, but for me, I get offered a new opportunity every week, something new. And they think it's good to be new. They say, we're brand new in the UK. You can get in first, because they think you have to be in first, which is wrong. But they think it's good to be new. But it's so, so much better to be established, to have leaders, to have training, so you can copy everything that they do. So my advice would be, find someone that has a life or a business or a family life that you want, and copy what they're doing, okay? Because you will have the same results. It's just the way our business works.
Again, I don't even know what to say. These things are hitting deep in my heart. Really, this resonates so much, not in my mind, but in my subconscious mind, like in my heart, really. ኣብ ሂወት በዝለዉ ነገራት ሓደ ባብል ኣሎ ብዚ ንሕና ክንቋፃፀሮ ንኽእል ብዛዕባ መዓስ ንትስእ, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, what book you read, do you take a hot shower, cold shower, do you eat a banana, an apple for lunch, or do you go for Big Mac? እዚኦም ክንባዕልና ክንኮንትሮል ክንገብሮም ክንቋፃፀሮም ንኽእል ነገራት እዮም. ኦኬ ክንቋፃፀሮም ንኽእል ነገራት ንኣብነት እየ ዝዛረብ ኣለኹ. በዚ ካልኦ ብጣዕሚ ኣገደስቲ ዝኾኑ ነገራት ስድራ ቤት ክኸውን ይኽእል እዩ, ስራሕ ክኸውን ይኽእል እዩ, ናብራ ክኸውን ይኽእል እዩ, ጸሎት, whatever it is. ንሕና ክንገብራ ዘለና ግን ኣብዛ ክንቋፃፀሮም ንኽእል ደየገድሱ ነገራት ክንቋፃፀሮም ንኽእል ኣለዉ. ኣብዛ ደገድሱና ነገራት ኣብኡ ክንቋፃፀሮም ደይንኽእል ነገር ኣለዉ. ኣብታ ማእኸል ደላ እታ ስዊት ስፖት ትበሃል, ንሳ ድማ እታ ኣቓልቦና ክነንብረላ ደለና. ኣብዚኣ ካልአይቲ ስላይድ ግን እንታይ ትብል ደላ? As a research scientist, a pharmacist, a chemist, there is one thing I thoroughly enjoy about Herbalife, and that's the only profession where I could give my experience to a layman and they could just replicate it. Like, دخونا profession مرتو, دخونا مو ناي طبقة ديو, ناي accountant ديو, ناي medical doctor, the pharmacist ديو, whatever it's مرتو, نتو مويا كتقبرو تخونكا, you've got to work their work, which is 4 years to 7 years of studies. Ab Herbalife gan, حادة تعوذ, نيك نقرنات صنحت, it didn't need a degree. You don't need no كمزي ab Herbalife نحن متى خد degree تقبر master تقبر يكون درليك أبا. More than a degree or a master's, you need a character, you need a mindset, and you need an attitude. نتقال سب تقبره, نعود عوتك الدقمة نحكي لك, you are set. نسوم دزار أورلو خزرة تخيلك, نسوم دعس أورلو خاف تعسلي خامالتي. So success leaves clues ويكا, success leaves trace تبهال. زيادة مستيرة. اندحر أنا غقبره دخل نجار كتقبره خيلك. تخيل ونسلو دخانك. تماريس كاي مالتي. بومنتر كتروح بتخيل عود كأني بتصير أنا بتسحير الله عودي. And we've seen this in a lot of people أبانا. بتعمي. قبل بناك تصير زلوا مخرية.
Thanks, Lino. And authenticity is magnetic. It's so important in our business that you stay true to yourself. So yes, copy what people do in terms of maybe the mechanics of what they do, but make sure you keep your personality. And that comes down to, firstly, your result with the products. You have to have an authentic result. Okay, and every, even 10 years, I'm always working on something so that every time I speak to a new customer, I speak with authenticity. These are the products I'm using every day, and this is how I look today. Okay, I always try to have my result up to date, and it's always current, because if I'm not being authentic, or if I'm trying to tell a lie or exaggerate the truth, then people can tell. They can spot that it's not the truth, that they don't want to become a customer, they don't want to join the team. Whereas we can just tell true stories, because in Herbalife there are so many incredible stories, firstly your own and then other people's, that is magnetizing. It attracts people to the business. And Jim Rohn would say, Jim Rohn again, the truth is good enough, you know? And if you ever think it's not, then go and prove the truth. Don't make up things. Don't exaggerate, okay? Be authentic with your result, with how you build your business, with looking after people, and that will keep people sticking to you and attract them to you, okay? Because nobody wants to be sold to. They don't want to buy Herbalife products from you. They want to be coming to you for a result. And it's important that you know the difference. So if you can authentically and truthfully say, I have changed my life, I have changed my customer's life, I have changed my team member's life, that is magnetic. Okay, so work on being yourself and having a great story to tell, because that's what will keep people with you.
guys ኣለኹም ዶ በጃኹም ድሕር ኣለኹም ሓደ ጽሓፍ ላይ ኣብዝቻት ምክንያቱ ኩሉ ግዜ ንብላ ማለት እዩ ኣብ ናህና ክንጅምር ከለና ከም ራእይ ስድራ ቤት ክንጅምር ከለና ሓንቲ ነገር ኣብ ልብና ክትህሉ ለዋይልና ንሓስባ እታ ብቕንዕና መኻድ ማለት እዩ wherever you are ወላት መልክዕ ቢዝነስ ሞዴል ይኹን ብመልክዕ ኣጠቃቅማ ይኹን ስኻ ደለኻዮ ሓደ መዓልቲ ጽባሕ ክበጽሐ ይኽእል ይትሰቢልና ኢና ንምህር ስለድኾነ بداية دخانة كلمة قنات بقنعنا نتسبت سقط قبر الله خاص قدر خب كاريزالت بملك عقطة هم غيره تدي له هايب بمقبار ويجيجا سئل بمهاب انتدأ غير علينا وعيلو حديرو اتسب كابانا كهجمي جمرون انتايدبل the truth is enough تحق غلطيا تحق خمد الله تخلى نهران بيركايا that's why كل جزء انتينا نبل let's start from within بنفسنا نجمر بعلنا مغيرون نحر رخيبنا انرجينا نحر تغيرو كبدتنا نحر كيسنا رايت شيب نحر متسينا كنت ابانا نحر تغيرو نحنا مايند سيت نحر شيفت بارادايم شيفت نحر رخيبنا نحنا اتيتيود نحر تغيرو نحنا كاركتر على كايدانا نرخبهم سباتنا نبوم مصحفت نريو تلفزيون نسمع راديو انت تغيرو بو منصر سو افتر ريزالت يدرئ نغاري دلني because it's the truth okay so بتخاله متن keep it real okay keep it real مجنان قلا أيدلني خمسة خينو خمسة بتصحى خمسة جيرة خمسة تفاتيرو خمسة دايل نتسم نختركب لبو نختركب تبلو بأنت أروك هذا حاجة هادمي and then I've said this from day one أنت دا أتخيلو keep it real okay بقى at all cost تحكي كل جزء أنت دا أتحقق نقول لك أنا بحكي نات كان يجزر السخاء تمكرون أنت دا قوين السخاء فلتو تجبره صباح نقوم اسمه سخاء خم أجر كختار يتقال نجار نحركوينه حدا يحفركاني كلاي ريزالت تركبيها سالسايك أنو سخال سب حزل كاخمتسي okay so again authentic مخان مالت كونوع بدخانة ملكعو تصبح نقول دي مات بتقبع transparency بدو لو غيرنا كنا نقر كلنا مالتي
Thanks, Lino. And you actually said this earlier, Lino, when you talked about habits. This is one of my favorite books, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. But the compound effect, is the progressive accumulation of small steps consistently over time. Habits. It is not looking for 100 customers on Sunday and no one the rest of the week. It's trying to speak to 5 people, 10 people, 20 people every day. Okay, it's being healthier and eating more protein and drinking more water each day. Okay, not one day. It just doesn't work. I don't know why. It doesn't work to do the same numbers on one day than it does to do the same amount every single day. And it's like I said earlier, where we are now is the compound effect of every choice we've made. Okay, so whether that's in your health, whether that's in your business, it's your habits that dictate exactly where you are. Most of them, we don't even know we're doing. Most of our habits are subconscious. But when you become aware of the things that serve you, because this is the reality, and the book talks about this. You're either growing or dying. There's actually no middle. There's no neutral. And when he said it in the book, it was like, I almost had to stop the car, because I was listening and I thought, oh my goodness, you're only ever going one way. So even when you're not busy or working on your business, it doesn't mean it's staying still. It's probably going a little bit backwards. So it almost frightened me into daily action. So this is one of the important things. Figure out what you can do every day that's going to have a big result. Okay, not what can I do twice a week. Okay, you want to take steps every single day, and it could be health. That could be making sure you do 10,000 steps every day, or making sure you hit your protein target every day, or drink enough water every day. Okay, or exercise every day. And if it's your business, it might be I need to speak to 5 new people every day, or 10 new people. I need to have I need to do 15 minutes of personal development every single day. But the small things that one day you wake up and you're several kilos lighter, or you're fitter, or your business has went from here to here, but you didn't notice the bit in between. So it's David Bevan, Chairman's Club, would sometimes say you actually sometimes have to be repetitively boring with some of your actions. They're not always going to be exciting. They're not always going to be easy, but the fact you're doing them each day consistently will pay off tenfold. And it's like a quick example is the story, I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube, of the penny that doubles every single day. So if I offered you, Lino, £5 million or a penny that doubles in value every single day, which would you take? And most people say they would take £5 million, right? Excuse me. But when the penny doubles every single day, for the first 3 weeks, it's only worth about 5,000. So it actually seems like 5 million was the right choice. Okay, it's only on 5,000, but by day 31, it's something like 12 million.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to keep digging and digging and digging, and then boom, something happens. And it's trusting in that process, which is not always easy. But it's understanding that it's the daily discipline, not even every second day. Because even every second day, the doubling penny only stays low down in the thousands. It has to be the doubling effect every single day.
Yeah, I will start translating with the last, like what you've said, everything you've said here is something I've tried to convey over a course of the entire year. And أبزي أجازة عند حرالهم إذا أبحد دوايت بالنخا ويتموت علىها تتلف علىها ويكاتعب لها أبي لها تبل رديت بسمعكم عن حرالهم حمش تتحف لي. أوكي حمش تتحف لي نزيان حسمعكم ما خونكم. عمت ملء تزاريبنا لا تما جايش ما بيسمعكم عن خونكم جن 100 سبعة لهم كنديك أباكم سمعكم أب حدا ما خلاي دبهال نجرس يلا ما خلاي دبهال يلا. So like Darren is how do I put this? I've pretty much translated the entire book, This and Atomic Habits, and we've discussed about this 5 million and doubling coin. Again, this is gold. بحكي this is amazing. كم تريود لهم تدبت حسابسي نمنتاي بزعبة عن توي انتاي لانيرا authentic مخان نعقد مسل سبات attract تقبر كحجزكاي تبلنيرا. أنا نزم سبات زيهم كفلتن كله حدا نجر انتاي سلست تغيره نساعدكم زي فلتكمهم أنا نمنتاي فليت أيام نمنتاي أمانجوزيهم كله أنا ولا تدتحت كنا تومون ندحر كوينه كده فما average مخان كابزم حمش سبات دم تأخذكم سجع حج حمش تلقون مسينا لنا أنا دتحت كوني رنتزقون كمان كني imagine أبي الله إذا حاجة كمان تايم تين دحريلكم مني نايكن day وأنا نشتي every single day بتعمل نشتي أوكي من الله توم 1% better daily program تذكروا لهم ده أما عالتي حنت قاميدي that's 14.5 minutes a day مالتي متحف دي خاطر ب 14.5 minutes a day كتصل دي خا 14.5 minutes a day exercise كتقبر دي خا كبدأت كقنص كله that's what I did كبدأت كقنص كله 1% كاب جزية أب مجاجبة أب من باب ناجبور كده خير نيرة حكاية زيادة ذكروا مش كلاتكم so yes Hannah Hafte I remember you were in the far front 1% a day 1% is insignificant عملت كتبت صح كلاجن 37.8 times تعب لها so ناي Darren Hardy principle نوسو كفسب كم ببعد قبوا مالتي دخوانه كغير زدلي كعب زدلي أب جزار رأسه مسجار كجبر زدلي سب بزياق كجمرالو ببول كفر ياقلنا it's insignificant كم تزبلنا أنا تاني حنت سنتيم ريخو ما ريخو فيديو سرحنا حنت سنتيم معلتا ودابل دغنة تخيل حمش تميلي أنا حشكر أنا سرحنا سقاب فرق سوم فرق واحد بس سقاب أشحتي أنا تخون ترى سقاب إسرائيل قال المعلتروس أشحت رأي تخون can you imagine neglect كنقبره خلنا حدا معلت كلتا معلتي makes no difference when we do it حدا معلت كلتا معلتي makes no difference make it in 10 days makes no difference but guess what consistently نجتوى سنة جزين تلا أجر كايو the result is there it talks for itself بدأ يدخونا كرموخنا تتر result كرأي جمر الجغان تأتي باللابزي انت دا appropriate دخون steps حدا معلتي أب حدا weekend 10 سبات 100 سبات كتحجز أب كندمو جاي أب معلتي نعبنت 100 سبات نسومن ندحر كوين حلمقة أب معلتي 10 سبات أب كندا أب كلام مثلا بد مسمت 100 قبر تحسب أب معلتي 10 سبات أنت دا 10 دقيقة تكنس كوين حلمقة أب كندا أب ورح 10 دقيقة تكنس تفتن ورح تبدا أقل 10 دقيقة تبتبع أب كندا تبن أب معلتي نتن 10 دقيقة أب ورحي فعند حرابيلك ككندا تكون لا 300 جرام أب معلتي ننشتي من قصقاس ننشتي بجواب ماي مستاين دا جبركا 300 grams 10 كيلو ندحر كوين شبركا 300 grams a day feasibly تنشتي بتعمل feasibly and guess what it's as easy as it gets كتجبره قليليو miss out كتجبره قليليو but if you do it تنن اشلو خنا انت داغيركم من بتعوت بعلات نغركم على انا طرح عليكمكس نيكل تنغركم على انت داغيركم من it's guarantee ناتكم هي وات غير مخان اما اقل تبحال ነገር የለም
And I love Will Smith and I love this quote. He says, where he excels is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. While the other guy is sleeping, I'm working. And what that basically means is obviously as it says, but it's what are you doing when other people are not working? Because for me, especially in those first 2 years of our business, when everyone else was watching TV and watching Netflix, that's when we had to be disciplined to be working on the business. So we knew, we had faith that because we were making that choice and that sacrifice, we were going to move somewhere that we wanted to be. So always compare what time you're spending and be honest with how hard you're working. And again, as a leader, this is something you want to lead from the front and doing and be working harder than other people. So sometimes in this business, or often in this business, when you're in the growth phase, you will have to sacrifice some things, you know, and it might be a family event or a meal or something because you have to go to a meeting or you have to learn or you have to meet a customer. You know, if it's Friday night and it's the only time I can see a customer, I will see the customer because it's Friday night. If it's Sunday morning and I'm supposed to see somewhere else, then I will prioritize seeing the person. So that only applies if you do have big goals, right? If you're in Herbalife because you want to help just a few people, you want to make, you know, a very, very small part-time income, this might not apply to you, okay? But if you want financial freedom and complete freedom of choice, there will be periods where you will have to work really, really hard, okay? But trust me, it is so worth it. And we always say the price is easy when the promise is clear, okay? So sometimes you're going to have to work in times you don't want to work, when other people are enjoying things. But we work harder now so we can live a life that those other people can't live. Okay, so there will be periods when you want big growth where you have to work harder probably than you've ever worked before. But trust me now, I do certainly work less than I did back then. And I've enjoyed all that family time around it. So it's just something to be aware of if you've got big goals. I don't like to pretend to say you'll get to the president's team easily. David actually calls it the survivors club, the people that have stuck around and made it. So there are times when you're going to have to work super, super hard.
Wow. I'm so glad for this evening. It's just unbelievable. Again, كم زكتب له تصنحت بتانا مچرشا نطبق نغراي انت دا رايغا نصر كوينو تتخفلو واغا قليل. How easy can you get? رايغا ندحر نصر كوينو نمنتاي نينا لما تقيد الله انت دا فليتكا تتخفلو واغاو نايكونه. اوكي دبزح ناتا تاريخك نغرنا صنيحه سب مزنغع كخود خلو كلب كخود خلو كافي كخود خلو غله نسوم ግን ዲስፕሊን ብምግባር بحبرت مسبعايا عب متايኦም سرعو نيرو عب ساعات زي نيكين سكو can buy anything ካልኦት مسኦም ዝነበሩ ሰባት ክገዝዎ ደይክእሉ. Does it make sense? It's disciplined ገበርዎ is given them a liberty, to freedom, to financial ጥራሕ ደይኮነስ time ደቆም ኣብ ስድራ ቤት ኣብ family time ዝነበሩ ኣብ ሰዓት እዚ ድደለይዎ ነገር ክገብሩ ይኽእሉ እዮም ደስ ድበሎም. So ዋጋ ናይቲ ራእዮም ሕጂ ናፍት ኣልተኪ ባክት ናይ መጀመርያ ድበለቶ ማለት እዩ ስላይድስ ክጅምር ከላ ኣብ ዑመር ዝነበረ ራእይ ኦኬ ትትምነዮ ዝነበረት እቲ ራእይ ንጹር ስለ ዝኾነ እቲ ሰባት ሆሊዴይ ክትከይድ ድግባዕካ ነበረ ምትራፍ ካብ እንዳ ሻሂ እንዳ ምግቢ ኸድካ ምትራፍ ኣኼባታት ወላዲ ጣዕመካ ከሎ ክትሳተፍ ዝኹሉ ጻዕሪ ዝገበረቶ ኣብ መጨረሻ ነዚ ሕጂ ዘላቶ ደረጃ ጽሒዋ ዴቪድ ማለት ካባና መበል 11 ንላዕሊ ደለ ሰብኣይ ኦኬ ነግረኩም ነረ በቀዳማይ ቶም ab kick-off nearkum ab kick-off you probably ab ti nay Friday training nera notam qualified governor dahabat mirti atazarab nera bisa khantaya president ክትበጽሕ ድኾነ ሰብ ክገብሮ ይኽእል እዩ if you have the discipline ሕጂ ናይ survivors club ማለት ነቶም ጸዋራት ነቶም ዓቃላት ነቶም ናይ መጨረሻ ብዲስፕሊን ነብሰም ገቲኦም ኣብ ግዜ rock bottom ድሃርሙሉ ተስፋ ንጹር ስለ ዝኾነ clarity ስለ ዘለዎም ኣፍናቶም vision ኣፍናቶም ጎል ዋጋ እንዳኸፈሉ ከም በሓድሽካ they raise back up and then they keep fighting the battle ረንዴ ዓመት ኣዳኣክል ከምኡ እንዳገበሩ ድቐጸሉ it's the promise clear ስጋዕ ድኾነ መስዋዕቲ ትኸፍሎስ ምስ ዋጋ ይሕሰብኒ so at the end of the day ስጋዕ ክንደይ ዲስፕሊን ዲኻ ደሓን just this weekend you know it's just this weekend I'll just go for a drink I'll miss out this meeting كل ግዜ ንብሎ ይምሽ it doesn't matter how busy you are ዕላማ እንድሕር ኣሊካ እንተደኣ ራእይ ሃሊካ ንራእይኻ ትኸፍሎ ዋጋ it's an investment long term ንዓኻ ከመይ ናጽነት ክህበካ ይኽእል በዓላት ትነግረናላ ድበጽሐት ኣነ እንታይ ዝብል ኩሉ ግዜ ካብ ኣፍ ድበጽሐ ድዋዓለ ይከኣል ምስ ኣምላ ኣቢለ ድብላ ሓደ ዊል ስሚዝ ድብሎ ደሎ ማለት እዩ ካልኦት ሰባት ክድቅሱ ከለዉ ካልኦት ሰባት ክዕገሽግሹ ከለዉ ንሱ ይሰርሕ ንሱ ናይ ስራሕ ልምዱ ናይ ገዛ ርእስኻ ነብስኻ ምግታእ ልምዱ ነቶም ካልኦት ሰባት ክዕርፍ ድኻም ክተመፂካ እንታይ ትገብር ትዕርፍ ምዝንጋዕ እንድሕራለ ምዝንጋዕ ትኸይድ ነዚ እንተደኣ ክስዕሮ ኽኢልካ ግን it's guarantee ናትካ ውፅኢት ድማ ማዕረቶም ኣብ ዙርያኻ ደሎ ነገር ከም ደይኮነ ገዲፍካን ከም ትኸይድ ስርዲ
And all distractions are equal, said by my very own upline, David Bevan. Because David would often not really have time for excuses. If we wanted to be president's team, he would say to us, it doesn't matter if this has happened, it doesn't matter if that's happened, they're all distractions. And like how I said in the beginning, life will happen to us all. It will. So what really matters again is what we can control. So the distractions are equal no matter what they are. And Jim Rohn would often say, and we do it with our team, is if you're tracking, you're asking people their numbers, maybe new customers, new team members, and they always come with a story of excuses of why this and why that. Jim Rohn would always say, I only have room in the box for a number. I don't have room for the story. You know, so where in your mind, of course, you're going to have life stuff happens that you're going to have to deal with, but your issues are not going to be any more important than anyone else's issues. And if you want to focus on your goals, you have to be able to put those distractions aside.
Again, this is like a bombshell to everyone who is full of excuses. بحكي unfortunately كمزا نحنا ناتين ناي راهلان زنبرة كبيد أقاتامي ندخل سبديت من يلو بتاعم كبيد أقاتامي and it's heartbreaking. It's very challenging. كابكم نجار. Again, we didn't miss a meeting. I'll put it there. كم دلتا. قال سب مجشلني جشس لزلهو سبس لزلنا مساي. Like some of the excuses are ridiculous, and then it clearly speaks very loud. For it's not what's happening, it's just that you lack clarity up to hiwatna up to gobro tdeli abraeha clarity slaz godlimberry it's the excuse abu khoyni konen كل excuse ma'ari kamzi David Bevan diblo كل مغنياتي at the end of the day كل مغنياتي Jim Rohn انت يزبد you've got two options, a result or a reason, and guess what, the reason doesn't count. wake up انت راح تتكا number كابلو يلكا مو خمس خوينا خمس تفتيرة قالت لي أبز بوتا يبلو نخام دخون كتر تراي I just need numbers كتر يزدل زي بوتا زي كتر تراي تدل result doesn't know excuse كتو قاعد أصورهم ده يدخل شجرات كمتصي خوليهم completely out of your control دخونه جن كل جزء خا bounce back مكوار تمليسكا نبتي نبري وقت كام خالص لذي نتم بمغنيات بمعزمزام أبتدي سرعنا شوتو دينا بس أحدلنا wow I think كم زاد لاتا كل مغنياتات كل ما قط عميتات مغنياتات تراهم جن مغنيات يحسبني تحسب رأي اندحر لك ناب ريزالت غاد وسد ننشتي سقمتي بحسب دبولا عبدي مقبار قلنا نشتي نقمت مخات.
So we've actually never missed any event that we've ever qualified for, from kickoff to summer spectaculars to future president's team retreat to honors. Every single event we've qualified for, extravaganza, of course, we've always went. And we actually, just as a side note, we keep the lanyard that you're wearing, Lino. We keep the lanyard that we get at every single event, and we have done for 10 years. And we've got a photo of them all laid out on our table to show our team this has been 10 years of commitment to these events. And it's great for us to look back and actually see in the lanyards, kick off, supervisor, you know how it says your marketing plan, kick off, world team, kick off, millionaire team, kick off, you know, because again, it's going to happen when you've committed to learning and to training. So I just thought I would add that.
No,
I love this quote, be water, my friend, from Bruce Lee. And what this means is being adaptable, because water will always find a way. It will go through, it will go round, it will go under, it will go over. Okay, so it's one of the most powerful forces, if not the most powerful force in the world, because it will always find a way. Now, this relates to whether we're in a pandemic, whether business is poor, whether there's economic problems, whether there's social problems. We always have to be adaptable in our approach. And one thing, and Scott and I are not perfect. We have a lot of mistakes that we've made and we continue to make, and we have so much learning still to do, but we do pride ourselves on being adaptable and being very ready to change our approach. And not everyone is, and there are lots of very, very high level leaders that have certain beliefs on how you should do your business and what works and what doesn't work. We've always been very, very open-minded. And that's why we've always tried different DMOs, finding what works for us, finding what we call our happy Herbalife, okay, what we like to do. So I would say it's the same for you, because if you're very rigid in your approach in any business, you know, and it's actually, it's Charles Darwin, isn't it? It's the survival of the fittest, not necessarily the strongest or the fastest, but the most able to adapt in its environment that will survive. And humans are the same. So you have to be adaptable in your business approach and not changing every 5 minutes. But if something's not working, you've given it a long enough time, seeing where you need to refine it, seeing where you need to fix it. Because sometimes what got us the millionaire team 10 years ago did not get us the president's team now. Okay. Yes, it was probably some form of use where talk, but the approach was different. Okay. So what gets you to one place is not necessarily the same as what gets you to another place. And you have to always be ready to adapt and change.
This is how Bruce Lee would have said, be water, my friend.
Yes, exactly, yes.
ناب كيك اوف كنكيد كلنا دوهابنا لينير كمز مشالو اذا كمزي منطلطل ابزياها تايم مخانا تنقر سوبرفايزر ورلد تيم اكتيف ورلد تيم whatever درجه دلنا نس نيكيان سكوت ناي 10 عام دخلوا ولا حد حليفات ما يتفلتني جنا كاب سوبرفايزر كله تحزم حسابه ناي نوس وقف دخلوا ميتنالو ازي كاب دخونه نغرنا على نلعلنتايو انت وين تايلنا نيرنا ابتا ناي ماكسويل دبلا مراحد بحال مقد زفلت بعلو دغودو ها نخالوت كادر يومش اذا 10 عامات مقمات مالت ندحر حجي كمص خلو سبات مسوم يفلطو يخدو نخالوت كاير يومالو مالت بتكبار exemplary بمخان نتنقر كتقبرو خلقها so أمتشرش أنتايلا بزاناي my wonderful Bruce Lee دبلو نحنا كماي نكون دلنا كرس دايبلنا ناي دمبرو ماي أب بكير تجير كان ناي بكير قرصي حس ماي أب جمع تأتي خير ناي جمع قرصي حس ماي كمزل كأب دمبر كايو نجر أدبت جبر خير ناي ماي قرصي ناي ماي بحرك هلوانا لو انتدأ كنتاتنا تغيروا مستد تغيروا كنتات نحنا قاني نت بيزنسنا نترعينا بدوسد ملكع ناي ماي بحرك هلوانا لو ريجيد ويكاني ترد بلا خمسيات اللي يكون كوني دبال نجر كترف له بتقالمتن كمزي دبلتو نيكي قبل عليهم دولو ليدرز كمزي كون دولو خمتي كون دولو إلهم حسابات كوبهم كلهم نسمع كأوبن مايند بروحنا ملكعو أدبت نجبرو كم صنيهم ومنፅርካ ሓጊዝዎም ንዕኦም ማለት እዩ
Thank you, Lino. And this is an easy one, and we hear this all the time. Get out your comfort zone, okay? But what does it mean? It means every single day, make one of those compound effect habits something that just makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, okay? But if you struggle to speak to people in the street, maybe the first day you just walk and you smile, okay? And that's already maybe uncomfortable for you, right? And then the next day you're walking, you smile, you say hello, okay? The next day you walk, you smile, you say hello, you hand them a flyer and you invite them to your club or your home or wherever, right? Unless we get a little bit uncomfortable, we don't push ourselves. Okay, so again, it's one of those things. It's if you want to make a small income, you maybe don't have to do very much of this. Okay, but if you want to change your financial future, the more uncomfortable you can get, the better. And I always like to think that when I go to bed every night, I always think, did I do something today that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable? And that's a good feeling. It doesn't feel good at the time, not for any of us, but it's where the growth lies every single time. It may be speaking, it's maybe sharing your story. You know, maybe Lino or maybe your sponsor, they ask you to share your testimonial. Okay, that's one of those examples of saying yes and being uncomfortable because there's no way to improve. Okay, it's the type of business where you mostly improve through action. Yes, some learning, but 90% action. Okay, and the more of that action that's uncomfortable and is not easy for you to do, then the more you're going to grow.
Amazing, Nikki. Thank you. Abzi ገዛስ እንታይና ንብል ንሰባት ክዕድም ከለኹ ኣነ ተሞክሮይ ከካፍለ ክብል ከለኹ እንታይ ዝብል ኣብ ስራሕ ዝምህር ኦኬ ከምኡ ኢለኩም ድመጻኹም ኣለኹም ደብዚ ኣብ ስራሕ ዝምህር ክምህረኩም እንድሕር ኮይነ ፍልጠት ኣይድርብየልኩም እኔ ትምህርቲ ንዓይ ዲግሪታት ምግባር ገለ ደይኮነስ ኣብ ስራሕ ኢን ኣክት ኦኬ ኣብ ስራሕ ድምህር እዚ እንታይ ማለት እዩ ገይሮሞ ዘይፈልጡ ነገር ክገብሩ ኣንቢቦሞ ዘይፈልጡ መጽሓፍ ከንብቡ ቲቪ ፕሮግራም ዝከታተልዎ ዝነበሩ እንተዳ ነይሩ ሻትዳውን ክገብርዎ ካልእ ንዕኦም ድዕብዮም ነገር ክገብሩ ኣብ ስራሕ ሓድሽ ነገር ክገብሩ ክንጅምር ከለና ኣብ ራእይ ፕሮግረስ ኣካዳሚ ሓንቲ ቀዳሚት ኣነ ክገብራ ዝነበረን እንታይ እዩ ንባህረይ ናተይ ኣይክእሎን ኣይፈትዎን ድብሎ ነገር ክስዕር ነይረኒ ገስ እንታይ ነይራ ዝክርዋ ዶ ብምንታይ ጀሚርና ማይ ዝሑል ኣነ ማይ ዝሑል ኣይፈቱን እየ ነይረ I hated cold shower. እንድሕር ንሓደ ሰብ ግበር ክብሎ ኮይነ ግን ባዕለይ ክገብሮ ነይርኒ at this point in time there is no day that I take a lukewarm or warm water at all. It doesn't matter if it's snowing, raining. I always take ice cold shower every single day since. ንምንታይ ኮመ ገይረ it's just to challenge not a personal discipline, not a commitment. ድብሎ ደሎ ኩነ ካልኦ ሰባትን ከረድ እንድሕር ኮይነ ኣብዚ ከዓ ብዛዕባ ቢዝነስና መልክዕ ክነምጽእ ከለና I found it challenging. My professor, he eats a meal deal lunch. It costs about £4.70, and I challenged him how much it would have costed him in this meal plans, half the margin, and he would get way in shape. He's got a big belly, and then I said, like, you just can't do this in front of me. And then it was extremely uncomfortable. Now, I'm going people that I respect to tell them what they're eating isn't right, but I had to challenge myself. لقع كما قال احنا نقبر لانتا ننشتي جرنا زين فلت نجا ام بيبنا زين فلت كم من باب دسل شواني يلن راسك حسكو لو يدقاس يوسدن دبل سبات الله اب ساعه زي اب كنت قاعد دقاس دوسدكا تخيل 10 دقائق 15 دقائق ماكسيمم بيبقى شو قنت له جيركايو ديت فلت نجار سقعد دي جبركا نيركايو ديت فلت نابراك نبر اي تخيلني خا really uncomfortable you're not going to have a different life. So اتا ابيت تبهال تي عبيت نجار كقبل تخيل كابتن سخا ازكو اني الكا تكالا خلولو like you walk on an eggshell ساقل كيت سبركا تفرها سقعد دي وصاخا ابز حداش نا ابراهام درفي اتا ابنقاو حزل لاعف على ما يمسلا نعوس يراخت وتصخلا كن زي عالم زي ودا عالم هلاو تفلط this exactly نحنا نقول دلنا so ناي جدن لنفسنا challenge كنغبرالنا uncomfortable دخونه act كنغبر بزعبه testimony كون نخلي نفسكم افالط بحال كله كون نخلي كاميرا مفاتا بز كون نخلي whatever it is we need to challenge انا ابو امورنا anyway if anything it's ready تحسس بقى يخم غبرنا دلنبر دحر قال سبكو غبر دخل كوين عقان وين قد لك مغنيات الا
And this is my second last one, just 2 left, gratitude. And this is something that I still need to work on because we always have big goals, big goals, big goals. And so you kind of are so focused on those goals, you forget to be grateful for where you are now in the life that you have now. So it's so important that you are happy and grateful for everything, absolutely everything you have now, good or bad. Okay, good is great, bad will teach you a lesson, but you need to have that gratitude now, otherwise you can't open up your mind to welcome in more. Okay, so it says there, it makes sense of our past, brings peace for today and a better vision for tomorrow. If you in your thinking are always thinking about what you don't have, what you want to have, and everything is negative, rather than being content with what you have now in pursuit of what you want, then you will never attract it, if that makes sense. So you have to be so grateful for everything you have and the lessons and everything that you don't have, so that you can then build and create that vision for the future.
Again, Rahela and Halala Funky, نشتي segment تجبرنا نيرا نعكس كتعوت تجبركي صنع الكفت حسكي عوت نخدكون تجبرك نجار حنت نجار حاب النجلي لياجن gratitude كاب discipline كتفلي عيد ليتن gratitude and discipline يلا مالتي قالنا نابنت كم زي نمبال ديكونس نجبر نجارون مقانون نفاتي الزارب دلغو بتعدلات كحجوس ندحر ديكونكا دخونا نجار متكو حج سكايك لني حجوس نخدكون مسكول دل خيان شجركا ندحج سكا نجار نتصبقكا مسؤول سلام كتجبر عليك حجوس كتكون عليك بتمساق نسقطون نوعجي تعناقا صدراقا دقت أمك بدهوتات كاود تمهركات مهرت ديت مهركات مهرتي مجمري حجوس كتكون عليك كاب تحجوس تراي عاوت متصدق نسقا بو حجوس in a sense gratitude أمسجان كتكون عليك مالتي اوكي اب جزء صولت كاس كل جزء ولا بخال دبزحنا حد امنت انا مثلني ندحر كابتن كلتن فلتن امنت وصان نحر عليكم ام سوري جن اب كريستنا ወይ مسلمنا እቲ ሓደ ነገር ድንገረናስ ምስጋና ምዃኑ ማለት ስጋ ክንደይ ደረት አልቦ ምዃኑ ancient wisdom ምዃኑ gratitude ድባልሲ ንድሕሪ ተመልስና ወላ ንሕሪና ምስ ባህልና እምነትና ብድኸይድ መልክዑ ከም ምስጋና ካላ የለን ብምስጋና ደሓወይ ሰባት ንፈልጥና ካብ ኣዝዩ መሪር ሕማም بمزجانة تعود سبعة نفلتنا جن أب higher level of consciousness بدخنا ملكوع مالتي لازم نحنا consciousness نبعلو نحنا رديت shift خجبر نحركوينو مجمرة سلام كهلوانا بمزجانة نجارات كنت أمر لنا and then we propel كأو جميرنا نقمت نخيل مالتي amazing point.
Thank you, Leo. And lastly, commit to the long haul. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. And this is so important now because in today's world, everybody wants everything today. They want success tomorrow, you know, and they think that some people do achieve that, or they see people and having what they perceive to be overnight success, but there is no such thing. You know, for us, as I said in the beginning, we moved to the millionaire team very, very quickly within about 1.5 years. But we stayed there for maybe 3 or 4 years. Okay, because we were not there with the learning, we were not there yet as leaders in our minds, but we were committed to the long haul. So we didn't get to millionaire team and then 6 months later, because we were stuck, we didn't quit. And I see this happen. It's the worst thing you can ever do in Herbalife is quit, because so many people quit and then they've lost so many presidents team in business that would have been underneath them. Crazy. So always commit to the long haul and understand there will be fast growth and then there will be some decline and then there will be learning, there will be growth again. Because I think for us, we were told very early that the average president's team at the time, it took about 8 years. And Scott and I thought 8 years is no problem because, you know, I've already been 6 years in a job and went nowhere. So I can do 8 years for the promise of a president's team income and lifestyle, no problem. And of course, you're going to earn on the way, you know, so it's not like you go from 0 to president's team. And funnily enough, it took us 8 years, you know, but it wasn't disappointment from being millionaire team very quickly to not quickly becoming president's team. We knew that that was the journey. So understand that it's very normal for everyone to go at a different speed because they have different success, different circumstances, different networks. Everyone is different. But if you commit to that long haul into doing all those basics we talked about, using the products, coming to the meetings, being consistent and always speaking to brand new people every single day, okay, because the business is invitations and presentations. If you commit to those basics, suddenly the compound effect, like we said, you wake up one day and you're exactly where you wanted to be. Okay, so there is no overnight success in any business and not in Herbalife, but you can become very rich by doing the basics consistently over time. And that might be rich in money, it might be rich in lifestyle, it might be rich in personal growth. It's whatever your rich is. Okay, but commit to the long haul. And if you're not where you want to be in 1 year, none of us really are. Okay, it's always going to take that little bit longer. And you want it to take longer so that it's sustainable and it's a business that you've got for life that you can pass on to your children, that they can pass on to their children. Okay, no point in having quick success, which you lose just as quickly, and there's no legacy and nothing left for anyone else. So that's my last point, Lino.
Before I translate this, I would love to ask, Iski, Nikki ክንደይ ገንዘብ ትገብር ገዲፍኩም ኣብ ፕሬዚደንት ቲም እንድሕራላ ኣለይክረኩም ኣልኹም ዓለይ ኣብ ዓመት ልዕሊ ሚልዮን ኣታውለዎም ብፓውንድ መልክዕ ማለት ሓደ ሰብ ክንድዚ ደኣክል ጥበብ ክንድዚ ደኣክል ሽፍት ኣብ ተሓሳስባ ክንድዚ ደኣክል ጥበብ ወይ ርድኢት ምዕባይ ምስ ገንዘብ ከመይ ከም ትኸይድ ምሻሎ ኣነ ብለኩም ይኹል ግዜ ሃብታም ዝበሃል ሰብ እቲ ብዙሕ ገንዘቡ ደይኮነስ ኣተሓሳስብኡ ምዃኑ ነዚ ኣብ ግምት ብምእታው ካብዘን ኣብ ዝደለኹም ብፍላይ ከዓ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ኣሕዋትና ንኒክ ክትመፅእ ዓዲ እኳ ምክንያት እንድሕራልዩ ንደቂ ኣንስትዮ ብዝያዳ ክትፀሉ ስለ ዝደለኹም ብፍላይ ከዓ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ኣሕዋትና ኖ ኣነ እዛ ኒክ ትብላ ደላ whatever it takes ንንእሽተይ ስቴፕ እንዳገበርኩ ንሎንግ ተርም ብድጠመተ ክጎይእ ትብላ እንድሕራለኹም ካብዞም ኣብ ዝደለኹም 9 ሰባት ሰለስተ ፀሓፋለይ 8 ዓመት ይክወስድ 10 ዓመት ይክወስድ ኣነ ከምዛ ናይ ኒኪ ንቅድሚት ክኸይድ ፀኒዐ ኣብ ነፍሰይ ክሰርሕ ኣተሓሳስባይ ክቕይር ትብላ እንድሕራለኹም ሰለስተ ፀሓፋለይ ርግፀኛ ክንደይ ነዚ ደይደሊ ሰብ የለን ኣብ መጨረሻ ድምፀታ ነጥምንታይ ነይራ ዳኒ ኖርዌይ አንቶይ ኣብ ናቱ ፕሮፋይል ሼር ገይርዋ ነይራ ሓደ ሰብ ክልተ ላደርስ ኣለው ቅድሚ ሕጂ ናብ እስካላ ገረር እየኩም ነይረ እቲ ሓደ ላደር it has like really small steps like baby steps ንናሽቱ ኾና እቲ ሓደ ላደር ከዓ ክንዲ ገለ ድኸውን ተመጣጢርካ ነጥርካ ጥራክ ተምፅኦ ትኽእል so Bill Gates እንታይ ድብል ደሎ ካብታ ክንዲ ዝድኾነ ጋብ ደለዋ ካብዚ ናብዚ ንኽትነጥር ካብኡ ወዲካ ንኽትስበር ደሎ ተኽእሎ ይበዝሕ ካብ ንዓኣ ንኽትሕዛ እንደገና ኣብኣ ሰርቫይቭ ጌርካ መልሽካ ክትነጥር ከቢድ እዩ እታ ቤቢ ስቴፕስ ደላታ ንንእሽተይ ደላታ ግን ኣብ ሓንቲ ግዜ ትወስዳ ስጉምቲ ቀላል እያ ብዙሕ ርሕቕ ድኸድካ እውን ኣይመስለካን እዩ ደጊምካ ንኽትገብራ ግን ብጣዕሚ ቀላል እያ ክደጋግማ እውን ብጣዕሚ ቀላል እያ ብጣዕሚ ንኣሽቱ ድመስሉ ስቴፕስ ኮንሲስተንትሊ ምግባር ኣብ ነዊሕ ግዜ ድህበካ ሪዛልት ምስ ሓደ ዓብ ክንዲ ገለ ድኸውን ቡም ኢልካ ትቕየሮ ነገር ከተወዳድሮ ከለካ ሰብ የነኣእሰ እያ ኣብ ሓደ ዓመት ክገብሮ ድኽእል ክንዲዚ ክገብር ክእል እየ ክንዲዚ ኢሉ ይሓስብ ኣብ 10 ዓመት ንንእሽተይ እንዳገበረ ክገብሮ ድኽእል ነገር ግን የነኣእሶ so be there stay with the small steps ኣብቶም ቤዚክ ድኾኑት ፕሪንሲፕልስ ንርባዕን ሓደን ዕድመ ዘለዎም ንሄርባላይፍ ክንዲዚ ደኣክሉ ዕውታት ሰባት ክገብሩ ድኽኣለ ንጠሚትና ንስራሕ and እዚ ኸዓኒ keep the vision on site ኩሉ ግዜ 8 ዓመት ንዕኦም like 8 years ርሑቕ ኣይኮነን 8 years ወሲድሎም ናብ ፕሬዚደንትሺፕ ክበፅሑ ከም ትድበልናይ ኣጀማምሮም ብርቱዕ ስለ ዝነበረ ንገለ ሰብ ቀልጢፎም ካብኡ ስለ ድወፁ ኣብ ትሕቲኦም ፕሬዚደንት ኮይኖም ሚሊዮነርስ ኮይኖም ብዙሓት ሰባት ኣብ ትሕቲኦም ሚሊዮነርስ ፕሬዚደንት ጌት ገለ ክህልዎም ዳኻሉ ከሎ because they left early ቀልጢፎም ስለ ድወፁ they missed out after opportunity ማለት እዩ so you're in the best opportunity that you could possibly be እንተዳ ፀኒዕኹም ሒዝኩማ ፀኒዕኹም ተትኽእልዋ እንዳገበርኩም ንብዙሓት ሰባት opportunity እንዳገበርኩም እንተዳ ክትከዱ ፀኒዕኹም you never know ከም ዝንዓይ ኣነ ብጣዕሚ ብዙሕ ፓሽን ስለ ዘለኒ እዚ ንገብሮ ማዓት ነገራት እንዳገበርኩ ድገብሮ ካባይ ድበልፁ ሰባት ረኺብኩም ኣብ ትሕቲኹም ንኻልኦት ሰባት ክሕግዙ ድኽእሉ እንተዳ ኮይኖም ንዓኹም ሓላፍነትኩም ትኸውን ብጣዕሚ ንእሽተይ ምግባር ክንዶኦም ደይኮነስ ንእሽተይ ምግባር እዚኣ ከዓ ርሕቕ ብጣዕሚ ርሕቕ ክትወስደኩም ትኽእል እያ so 39 people 39 ladies here are impacted by your message tonight, specifically by your last message, how to stay consistent, how to take the baby steps, how to have the vision in sight. And a lot of them are saying they've met you on, well, they've seen you on the kickoff and they felt like this is another kickoff. And again, like me personally, I've gone through 6 pages of information. which I need to digest. Once we're done here, I will be going back one by one and trying to connect them and like personalize them into my needs within the journey. I mean, like, guys, I think personally, this is unbelievable. This is beyond to have Tony Robbins class abzi 270 pounds كتقفل كنت ساعات personalized بدخونه ملكو ترديك تعقيبات خير. And having someone who've actually done the business نسهم تقبروا لهم نسهم حجر لهم they know it, they walk the talk, and they're showing you the way. كابزن لا عليك حجزكم دخل سبيلا أبزئة سقط إلى ندحري دملسة بزي كاسنفنا قال ولا حد نقدر كونه يكلني ناي بحق خنزع الرقيب كان متشرش أزبالة تانت بيت سباق legacy أبز business قلتيف كعو تركب قلتيف قاعد تفعله أب Herbalife you can give it to your children هذا كورس وده legacy business. Okay, I'm not doing this for me. As it stands, I earn a lot of money. كلاتكم تفلتوهم as a pharmacist, as a research scientist, as an educator. ما عاد جنزب يزقبر. That's not the point. The point is I'm building a legacy. What do you think when you work on this project? Do you think you're getting them little money, which is okay? Or do you think you're building a legacy? For me, it's not about them. Like, whatever I earn from Herbalife makes no difference whatsoever in my quality of life. Nothing. But what I learn, I'm referring to the money. What I بملكع فلتات بملكع مغيره بملكع connection, the kind of people that I meet, the kind of people who empower me to be a better me, to become more, is something my money cannot buy it. So نسخون كان تايد رأيكم كابو نتاعكم توزد خابو. So أبزي مودة تابتي رئيتون تصحفوا له بعن بابا ديو يقنيلنا رين داقوركم رئيتون كتصحفوا نامناي حتو segment خيري كلاتكم جن ملأخت قدر فلا أبتي تايد بحال. Nikki, like, honestly, I cannot repay you for this. It's just unbelievable how personal I feel extremely impacted. And then I think this will be forever in my heart. There's so many things you've said here that resonates and connects with your journey, our journey. And it's just unbelievable. We had Dan and Clara some time back. They said a point that I forgot to mention about the happy Herbalife that we need to find after all them informations. And then again, we had quite a few of our amazing Herbalife families here. And then we are forever grateful. Honestly, I think Rahel wanted to say a thing or two, and then we will have 1 or 2 questions and we will set you free because, you know, we have, if it was just you sharing your experience, it would have been an hour, but I took twice as much, just been very passionate and connecting this to everyone's experience. It took us a little bit longer, so I'm so sorry that
no, not at all, not at all.
Well.
I have time for a couple of questions. That's all good.
Brilliant. Okay. Rahel, are you there? Or
yeah. I just want to say a quick thank you to Nicola. Nicola, we really appreciate you for being here with us. I was not able to meet you at the kickoff because I was away, but it's such an honor to have you here tonight. I started taking notes when you were presenting, and I was saying, okay, this point, something that we can do within, you know, our community, and then this we can do, and then I ended up, you know, everything was a golden nugget, and it helped me to reflect, and you know, just to see myself through your journey and all of that. And I'm sure everybody here, because we can relate a lot to many of the things that you have been saying, I'm sure everybody here got something to take with them to work on themselves and to work within their business. So we really appreciate your time and your wisdom. Thank you so much, and hopefully you'll come back again.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for being here.
Not at all. Thank you to you guys. I mean, for me, even going over my own slides is learning for me, and I'm saying the things, and sometimes I'm not even doing the things as well as I could be, you know. So it's always, sometimes when you train, you almost learn more than the listeners, because you have to then put the presentation together. But I mean, to be asked to speak to you guys when I know how well everyone is doing, it's just really an honor for me. And I'm not, everything I've shared, you know, they are quotes, they're other people's material. I'm just sharing them because they also worked for me. So I can't take credit for that, but I'm just, for me, a lot of Herbalife is paying it forward and passing on the training that was given to me over the years, you know, and you guys will probably find that you'll say the same things when you train and do all those things as well. So no, it's truly an honor for me to have been asked by Lino. And yes, I look forward to meeting you guys as much as possible, hopefully at the summer event and extravaganzas and everything. And we can hopefully get a picture and a photo, and we'll remember this first Zoom.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Umi. Garre, I think I'll give you the...
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nicola, for your simplicity, your explanation, your experience, your testimony is really easy. Simply, we can, I think I can myself, I can't say everybody, but everything I take is really like, it relates to me. So what I want to ask is, when you invite new people, are you inviting about the lifestyle, the nutrition, or about the business?
Most of the time, I'm inviting to product, to customers. Probably 80% of the time, because most of my distributors now were customers first. You know, we work with the marathon just now, and so we have a very simple flow from customer to preferred customer to distributor. So it's not saying I'm not looking for business builders. Of course I am, but I've never been a natural recruiter. And yet we have people in our business, our president's team Diamonds are natural recruiters, you know, and that's why they move so quickly, because they were able to recruit people. Most people are not natural recruiters, but everybody can help customers. So if you have a very simple flow, which shows a customer how to get great results and become a distributor, actually, I think it's faster, because they already have a great result. They can already talk to people, they understand the products. You know, so my split of my time, and it's not saying it's right for everyone, but my personality suits helping people get a great result and then showing them at each stage what's next for them. At the same time, of course, if someone in my network is, you know, on my Facebook or a friend, and they're complaining about no money, no job, all these things, then I tell them to come have a look. But most of the time, I'm inviting to the product.
That's actually a very good question.
And not everyone is the same. So I do want to say that, you know, some people, you know, my two diamonds will very much lead with, you'd be great at what I do. We help people get healthy, and they will lead with the business opportunity. I've never found that sits as well with me. It's just a personality thing. But I'm very clear that most of my customers will at least become distributors at some point. So I'm happier I find that I can turn someone into a customer very, very quickly. Whereas to then show someone a business and then get over objections or, oh, pyramid scheme, or, oh, what this, or questions like this, you never have those questions from a customer. Customer loves the products, and then they refer people. And so they actually just become a distributor by accident. That's where I'm more comfortable.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. Thank you, Gary. That was a really good question as well. Can I ask just, Nikki, we've got people from around 27 countries in our bubble, in our family.
Oh.
Can I ask up to chat, kabi عدو مخانكم باتكس تصحفلنا دلهم هاجر أبتا chat تصحفلنا وازو كلا يتحطون تايانيرا.
Yeah, حطوا يبلنا لينها.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of the time difference, we've got a few people who probably wouldn't be with us now from
Sure.
America and USA, but it's like South Africa. It is amazing how diverse we've come. And then the last remark you put is that to surpass this explanation about how wherever they are is a pyramid, but what we do in Herbalife is not, it wouldn't resonate easy. So we just go straight into how they could get a result first, and then perhaps if they have the caliber, we advise them to do what we're doing, which is a very good question, Gary. I think I had one question from someone I wrote earlier, and then we would finish with I think you've answered it, but there was a question about how do you go around family and friends. Do you even talk about your experience? Do you share, do you, like, say, probably came from a place of excitement that we pretty much want to get everyone that we know into doing Herbalife or using Herbalife. How do you contain yourself, and how do you communicate this with family and friends?
Yeah, it's difficult because you don't want to be Herbalife all the time, because nobody wants that, and you don't want that either. So, I mean, our friends and family in the very beginning, 10 years ago, because like everyone, we were having a shake party and invite everyone round. And I think we probably had 6 or 7 family members round, and we have big families, you know, so we didn't have, unlike you guys, a very, very tight community in that way. You know, everyone's busy. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So we didn't get very much success in the beginning from the warm market, not really. And actually, mostly we started our business with a weight loss challenge, which was thousands and thousands of flyers through doors for this like 12-week nutrition course was what this was like back then. And now, what I will say is, we always made sure that everyone that we knew what we did. You know, so whether it's us, whether it's a new member, one of our first activations is write your list, because everybody that you know has to know that you do Herbalife. Whether they become a customer or distributor doesn't matter, but they have to know, because one of the worst feelings in the world is going to a meeting and someone walks in that you know and you didn't invite them because they didn't know you did Herbalife. You didn't tell them for some reason, or you prejudged. That's the worst thing. You prejudged and thought, they won't want Herbalife because of this. They don't want the business because of this. And then suddenly they show up. This horrible feeling. So it's your job to let everyone know. And then you just then get on with your Herbalife life, share results, share your own story, but making sure it's still mixed with your normal life. That's really important. If, you know, and I see it in my own team, if someone's Facebook or Instagram is just every post is Herbalife, it's no good. You know, there's a great book, and it's social media or not social media, but it's about having the 6-pack of social media. So not 6-pack abs, but 6-pack in terms of what are the 6 main interests you have in your life. So for me, for example, it would be obviously family, health, fitness, travel, Herbalife, and basketball, say. So those are the 6 things I should do varying posts about. You know, it can't just be all one thing, because no one is attracted to someone that only posts about Herbalife. They want to relate to everything else that you do. And in that way, you can actually have other conversations, which then can lead round to Herbalife. You know, because our goal is always to create fans of us as people. And if you don't like me as a person, because all I talk about is Herbalife, you'll never become a customer. But if you still see me as, oh, she's still a normal mum, you know, because she's still at school and this, oh, she still does sports and she still does this, but this is very interesting, this Herbalife thing, then they're more attracted to look at it because they still see you as normal. As soon as you turn into like a Herbalife zombie, it's off-putting. And it's hard because you're excited, right? And you're passionate in the beginning. And sometimes I look back at old conversations, usually on Facebook, where I've maybe messaged a whole bunch of people in the beginning, and it's like, it looks like a fake spam message because it's so over the top. And I read it and I go, oh my goodness, I can't believe I sent that. You know, it's so bad. And then actually I went back and I've said to them, say it was you, Lino, I'd say, hey, Lino, I hope you're well. I've just noticed my previous message to you. And I make a joke of it and I just say, how embarrassing. I was so new in my business. I was so excited. So apologies for coming across like that. How are you and how are your kids? You know, and then we just have a normal conversation. They go, oh, don't worry. I could tell. It was fine. And then you have a normal conversation, but they've still been watching my success throughout that time. You know, so then they actually might say, and I've had it before, you know, I know you said before, but I'm interested in learning more about the products because they're still watching. You know, so we're always going to have times where we act the wrong way or we say the wrong thing and it's too much. But actually, you're better to then just own it and then call out yourself for doing it sometimes. And then just say, look, I was just excited, I was passionate. And I realized I probably went about it all the wrong way. But, you know, I'm learning all the time, you know, so better to be that way. Yeah. So you don't want to be over the top. Understand that most people, family included, will always say no in the beginning. Always. But you have to work with the people that want to work. You know, you'll always have even your own family that you know need these products and refuse to take the products. And I've had it for years. They need the business and they refuse to look. Okay, as long as you always leave the door open for them, and the time will hopefully come. You know, and you can only focus on what you can control. You know, so you can only control your own attitude and working with the people that want to be helped. And sharing those stories. You share enough, helping enough people get what they want, and then you'll not have to want. You know, but you never should have to beg people.
100%. እንታይ ክገብር እየ ነዘን ክልተ ነጥቢ ኒኪ ድሓበትና ትራንስሌት ክገብረን እየ ምስ ኣፋንኽዋ ምክንያቱ ነዊሕ እዋን ኢና ሒዝናያ ዘለና I think ኣብሂሞ ኣብ ቴሌፎን እዩ ዘሎ መን ዋዙ ኣብሂሞ ቴሌፎን ሒዝካ ኣለኻ ኖ I will ክሓልፈካ ሕጂ ብደሓን So I think there were a few people who wanted to express their gratitude for your presence and how they found it helpful. Fresgi?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for your explanation. Especially your language English is very brief and simple to hear and to listen and to educate and to take more for our community. Here we have a little bit with the language, but your language is very simple. Everyone has no question, I'm quite sure, because of your clarity in your language. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Fresgi is from Sweden, and he's doing amazing in a short period of time. Boom, taking utter responsibility.
Oh, fantastic. Scott and I are actually speaking on the Swedish BBS next Saturday.
Have you got your tickets with Fresgi?
Yeah, event. Yeah, I will be there.
It's online.
In May.
Oh,
yeah,
it's online. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But next Saturday, 26th, Scott and I are the speakers on the BBS in Sweden.
Brilliant. I think
bored of hearing from you by then.
No. Like, look at them. Not even a single person leaving. Sub Norway. Tom Nai Norway extravaganza do nabarkum. Wazu Yorda. أبي لكم نسكت رخيبكم ونيركم لومي كما يرخيبكم توم نايكالا عدي إسرائيل في بول خدو I think بقلا أقعد يخد الله مثلا نكستايكوين الله فيديو خيري لهم أوكي
الله أبتحنت فيديو تقول لها
أبي اللي صحيح
دمت تسمعني لهذا؟
دمت سمعك كلكم. يتقبل على افتحنتي؟
قال ديفايس الله.
رقيبة رقيبة.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, thank you, Nicola, for being here to share us your story and your experience. It's been a pleasure to have you here, and we learn a lot. So we have written a lot of skills, which is going to help us to build our business more and more. And yeah, as Rahel said, that we would love to see you again for sure. Thank you so much. I would love to thank you on behalf of all our members. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Brilliant. So Nikki, obviously I knew that it would be a spectacular meeting. I knew that we would have an amazing session, and the 10 years experience is not a joke, and more so when you come from somewhat like solid corporate background as well. So we're forever grateful, and I am going to pass this on to someone who needs it. This favor means a lot. And then, like you said, it's the attitude. When you give more, multitude returns in terms of knowledge, experience, and explanation. And I'd love to thank Yorda. Okay, sub Norway. Abit aniki. Belekal tafilki. Anda dakhs lezkhon kun kafanwa. Go for it.
Okay. Salam. Kemem sikhum. ناس نعطى ناس أنا تعال thank you كبيرة جنجز يا خوص زي اللي خاصة إلى تاني هاي.
Okay.
بتعامل أنا مسكنكي يعني لنا أعطيناي تصفني ربع البيت هذا نبرلو جزية مالتيو سلازي نسخن بعد بيتكن كل أما هراهم ولا تي أنقلالتها ولا تي أرادا تزرد أنا ملكتي بمولو زهابكم مالتي بزرد أنا ملكي ونيرو ولا أنا يبع البيت كون amazing نيرو سلازي بتعامل أنا مسكنكم كبري ليه.
So I wanted to share this very briefly. Nikki, do you recognize gentleman?
Yes.
He's taken. Don't get too excited.
He's stealing my slides.
So they had an amazing time with.
Yes.
Where is it? They had taken pictures with Scott, and they sent me over. And Yorda was in the Norway event, and she's saying both you and Scott had an amazing explanation, very simple to follow, but also easy to resonate and connect. Thank you very much for giving us all the information, but more so your personal experience. And we're grateful for this opportunity. Again, in behalf of the whole team, we promise to do well with our business, take every information we got today into work, and perhaps show you in act as opposed to promises. So again, thank you very much. And we thank you and your family for making the time. And, you're busy like everyone else, but thank you. We can't thank you enough.
As I say, it's been my honor. And I hopefully see all you guys on the president's team, names on the wall as well in Los Angeles. So that would make it all worth it.
that will happen. It's as clear as the sky. So it's so in the cards. Whatever it takes, 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
The baby steps will always count. Thank you very much again, and thanks to Scott for his patience as well. I'm sure he would have wanted the time with you, but thank you. Gazana maikum kafitkum. Thank you. كتب لات خليهم كل مهار. أبراهيم وديها. أمو كلمة موتسا. This is it.
Nicola, I would be very happy to say you that we are very thankful for your time, and it was very golden, and I say a million times thank you, and we appreciate it for your time. It was very nice, and I think everyone has took his lesson, and I've learned a lot personally, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful.
I appreciate it. I better shoot off now just to make sure everyone is still alive in the house. But I appreciate everything and all your kind words. It's great, and I hope to meet as many of you as possible, face to face as well.
Of course. Again, thank you. Kolat, come back to
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you, Nicola. It means a lot. Thanks.
Bye for now.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Wow, what an amazing session, people. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So again, سمهر 4 نتبدأ تبل I will expect 40 points كابزنا لومي بحكي ولا حدش كنت زي كونه جن كاب دبت حسب كتسمعوا خلقها I think كاب كان سب كتسمعوا خلقها زيادة رزنيت يقبل مثلاً بزح نجار تنكفتو نحنا زين فولتو أفتم events مسكت كاترخبوم نتبي أب حدا درجة مسبت صح قبلاتي تخوندو كم يقدر كان عقد كيرو تقول تناي structure مغيره تنسلسل نتقول بلتن mindset attitude and character كم يقدر نخنصر حل النخل أبد ما تصدر جزء زنويح جزء كخيلنا بزح صراحة دليو نجاري so thank you very much سلتي تساتفهم قال يوم مقا بيزيهم نيركم مثلني but I hope حجاز خوين خطرخبو زي نيكولا ناي world team دبصحون كاون دحر دلون نيرو to agenda program دحر نشتي زتاجن I think كل سب انتدى سمعوا بعد هانيبال لون اشتحجد جمهور له بعد نبيات جايش شيوت الناس انتدى سمعوا at least baby steps دبها لافتا ننشتي مسألة دلو اسكالان افتا نتيركا كتحزان كتودق نديت فلطا بفللي دلو اسكالان دلو فللي كنري كحجزنا تسفاي قبر انا بالتعم بزح نطبتاتي وسيله I hope نسخاتكم كأكم مقتكونوا ناي متشرشة دحتت قري دحتت انتاي نيرو كتعدم يوم كلخص نبيزنس الكري كتعدم يوم ويس نيوتريشن الى عديموا نبيزنس الكا كتعدم يوم كلخا بزح غزي بدهن تايالو كلاز كامن دي زي بيراميد ندابلو نخردو اخا دلوات ايكون نعو اكسبلانيشن نختحالفو انا نيوتريشن الى انت عديمه يوم نيوتريشن كل سب سلدفوت ريزلت وتصيد كم زركب سلدفلت بزعبه بيزنس كم دغبرو انا يفلطني دبز حساب اتي ريزلت اغديس وي دمص ريزلت سلازدلي ابو خوينو مسرعيو ግን ንነብሲ ለምስመጽ አለው ና ሰባት አብዝሕጂ ገለ ሰባት ከጠቅስ እንደحራ ኮይነ አነ እኳ ቢዝነስ እኳ ነው ግን ባዕለይ ፐርሰናል መቀይሮ ይደለለኹ ሞ ክገብር እግር መገደይ ቃን ካልት ሓገዝኩ እንታይ ሽግር ኣሎ እንዳሉ ድሞ ጽያታት ኣለውና ኣብዚ ሰዓት እዚ ግን እትናይ ኒውትሪሽን እትናይ መቀይሮ ግደፍዎ ደዛርብ ነጥብ ገለውን ኣይኮነን كيني خات مايند سيت نقد قوم نقدميت نقد كايد دغبرو دلو وفرغا ابدا حلفه نشتي بخفيلو سمعكم لكم كالا عبيت نبتات حزمكم تصخم سو تا قداميت حتى سانيرا ملصقاكم امانتي بقلل دبله تا كاليت خانتايو نسدراخان مغرب كان كمي غيركا اخا تحالفهم مالت كل غزي ناق تغبرو مسانا مصو مسانا تمزغبو غلا كتبلهم يسلچيو كل غزي دخونه ايفنت ندحر غيركا نحنا كاين نقبرنا لنسكا حجي نحنا كنجمرينا لنقنه ناب دخلنا يا بوتا نوتريشن حزنا ناخذنا اقاطع اخيباتات ندحرالي بعلنا غيرنا خنبو مينا فور فري without any invitation ناي جوس بارتي كنقبرينا اب دخلنا دخلنا بوتا نايكم كنقبرينا نتم انترست دلو ما ازاد دليو تعدل كنو مينا مسانا مصيوم اما غاغوم كقيرو مساخا انت ياتبللا تدي نجر كايم ويو إيه أقطع مخاو من حرجة كام تسمع حفليتهم prejudice كم كويكا قديمكا كفردني أمي كاسل ده حسب كايدو خوونمو كنت نقول لك كنت نقرم كل خا كل جزء دقاقين كابزع أبحث نجرايت صار 6 باك دبهالا لوا تن 6 باك دبهالا خا شو دشته ناتكا interest تايم مخانا نابنت نسايلا sport استدرابيت مقعز Herbalife and personal development ويجله شو دشته نتبتات مالتي نحنا اب ناتي بيج بزح غزي انا انترست شير تغبرو سوشيال لايف ساينس ناتي باشن دغونه مالتيو سبورت اربن لايف ريزلتس مالتي دغاغي ما ببزح سي غبريو لغوني غن كاب ريزلت دتمته بيزنس غلا ديكونه ريزلت فاميلي اند تي مايند سيت شيفت ام مغوار سو حنت غزي طرح حنت نجر طرح تلتف ندحكم كاتسبون سل شوي غن مسخا ريليت نخغبر سب ببين عينت نغرات كا شير تغبر على كاب السوشيال ميديا تغبر الى عاصياتو زين ينير اندي تنكف كون نطبطات اي هوب حغاز خوين رخيبكم مخ تكونوا مدرخ ناب علايتو ابريمو
وازو تلا قدم وازو هاكو أنا بوجني تبق نيروي زبل معناته نزي مجلس عدليوني نتي نعسرت عملت بعزوعة حاب نايكل تسلس ساعات جزء احترام بلا محاب زي زخانة تقول بانت بنت كله والقوي يخون ان ناي بيزنس بعزوعة كله كتكافلكات تخيل محابتي سازلاتو درجة زلو سب بقرب عرقي تحاول تمكرب بقتها تمار زرحبو دراي زرحبهم تي كتمسجنا زمسحة مالتي نتوم بزح زي تقعزنا بتي عبزي بعزوزي من البات قليل كوينو كسم معنا يخيل هون نتي دخامو تعرو ناون خطبت حتى تزفلت كم لي نور زعما سلاسل عارف نديك بيد محانو ان كبر محانو سلازر الدو احنا اول تزقرب لو قربات كندي دخام زحلفو ان تركابو زي كونه قربات محانو فلتنا نحنا ناي بعلنا من قدمي هزنا خمسة عنتو يزبلتو 10 baby steps بحالا እንድሕር ዓቕምኻ ብዙሕ ኮይኑ ኦኬይ እንድሕር ዓቕምኻ ንእስ ኮይኑ ከዓ ንዓቕምኻ ፊት ብዝገብር ኣገባብ ናትካ ሜላ ብምጥራይ ዝብፃሕ ምዃኑ ክሳብ በፂሓቶ ዘላ እውን ንሳኣታ ቀንዲ ነጥቢ ክንወስዳ ዘለና ኩላትና ስለዚ ዘለና ዓቕምታት ዘለና ፀጋታት ኩሉ ኣኻኺብና ኣይናይ መንገዲ ኣይናይ ኣገባብ ምሳና ይኸይድ እንታይ ኢኻ ዘዋፅኣና ልክዕ ነቲ ጋይድ ዝገብረካ ሰብ ናቱ ኣፍልጦን ዓቕምን ናቱ ተመክሮን እንዳሰዓብካ ንሱ ዝበካ ሓበሬታ እንዳሰማዕካ ናይ ባዕልኻ ሜላ ምጥራይ ግን ዝመስሎ የለን ኣንት ቀረብካ ኩሉ ስለ ዘሎ ኩላትና ተሓባራ ዝግባእ እንድሕር ጌርና እስቲ ዝብፃሕ ወይ ክብፃሕ ይከኣል እዩ ዝበሃል ዘሎ ደረጃታት ክብፃሕ ይኽእል እዩ እየ ዝብል ብወገነይ ካልእ ዝበሃል ተልዩ ከዓ ዋዙ ወፀሪ ኣላ
ኣለኹ
ዋዙ ንዓኺ ዝሰምዕ እሞ
ከመይ ምሲኹም መጀመርያ ኩልኹም ድሓር መን ጊዜ ኣለና ምስ በለኩም እዮም ዕድል ትወሃቡ ዘለኹም ሊኖን ኣብርሃምን ግን ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ኣምስዩ መጀመርያ ጓል ኣንስተይቲ ምሳና ስለ ዘምሰየት ደስ ኢልና and እቲ ዝነበራ ቻሌንጅ ኣብቲ መጀመርያ ከዓ ልክዕ ነዝናትና ኩነታት ዝመስል ይኹሉ እሳ ነቲ ብዛዕባ እቲ ቢዝነስ ዝኾነ ምስ ሰምዐት ንሰብኣ ክተካፍሎ ከላ ዝነበረ ባይዘወይ እሳን ሰብኣያን ብጣዕሚ ነገራት ኣቕልል ኣቢሎም እዮም ዝገልፅዎ እቲ ዘለዎ ደረጃ ክትሪኦም ከረድኡኻ ከለውሲ ቅልል ዝበለ ነገር እዩ ዝሓለፈ ግዜ ሰብኣያ መፂና ስለ ዝነበረ ነርወይ ማለት እዩ ግን ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ነይሩ ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ብዙሕ ኖት ዝሓዝናሉ ብዙሕ ዝተምሃርናሉ ትምህርቲ ምስዩ ናይ ብሓቂ ፅቡቅ
Wonderful. Well, Anna, I've truly enjoyed it.
And can we hear one or two comments from the very new people here in this group? You know?
Yeah, I think Andabrahan Allahado. I would love to hear from Andabrahan. ምክንያቱ ፈለማ ግዜ የብት ኮመንት ክሪኤት ፀኒሕ ፈለማ ግዜ መፅአ ገለ ከም ፀኒሑ
ኣለኹ
ከመይ ነይሩ ንዓኻ ኣንደብርሃም ነዚ
መጀመርታ ከመስግነኩም ፈቱ መጀመርታ ክላለየኩም ከዓ ሽመይ ኣንደብርሃን ኣጓን ድረስ ባል ብጣዕሚ and it is amazing ማልሲ እቲ ቨርቹዋል ቪዲዮ ከምዚ ጌርካ ኣብ ልበኻ ዳኣቱ ማለት እዩ ፕሬዘንቴሽን ሲ ኣዝዩ እሞኻ መሰረት ኣብ ሓቂ ተመርኮስ ምዃኑ that is kind of amazing. I like it. بتعمل دس دبل نيرو معلش. زي is motivational. I like it. المجمع تاع خمو مركبك عدلني هاي نرخيبه ما نصبوتي أقعد أعمل مالتي. تعمل أنا اللي كلكم فوتو جروب.
Welcome, bro. It's a pleasure to see you as well. دحري اسمع university درجة ترى خبنا نوعي وين تليفون حالف كم صحاف كلا تراينيرو. I'm very delighted to hear you're somewhere safe. I hope settlekم كتكونوا كندا تسامعكم كون. And صبغنا قرو you started right up زي كم قاشا مخان كاب كندا. أبرا إن دحرا لخا خونكا أبنا برخا مقياش لنا بعدي maybe تعدي تفولتك تلوم ده. نبرخا نمقيرك تفطرة تدلنا جرجن. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. South Africa دي خاد لها. أب ناميبيا دي خاد لها. أب هولندا دي خاد لها. ولا أب كندا ولا إسرائيل. You can take full responsibility after now with development. And this is your chance, bro. With all the experts you have, this is your chance. Nata opportunity. تتقيم كان قد متكت كي amazing تكونوا سبات كالو خاب زوري خاب كندا.
Yeah, I approve the opportunity. It's very amazing opportunity. I will try to follow you.
صبوا دام صبوا.
شو أيتحمق عند بران and we will see you every Thursday.
حمغني تصعبكم مغنياتو ستي أموري ونسأمي له عبيت سبات بوزي في نافي وطني.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show it, Camp Swiss. Show it. ማይክሮፎን ኪ አንሚት ግበሪያሞ
ሰላም ስድራ ቤት ከመይ ኣምሲኹም ብጣዕሚ ጽቡቕ ረኺበዮ ያ ብዙሕ ነገር ከዓ ተማሂረሉ
ናይ መጀመርያ ኺዩ ከምዚ ተመክሮም ዘካፍሉ ሰባት
ዘካፍሉ እዋ ብጣዕሚ ያ ደስ ዝብለካ ብጣዕሚ ጽቡቕ ተማሂረ
كبدسك زخيل نعشت نجارات تماهير كده تفاني كنت نجرنا حنتو
تماهير بتعمي مالتي كنت عايدة زبالنا خاقب بتاني شيء نجار بتاتخلان شيء نجار جميل ناس مع رغندي أبكندي تبصحك تزعبيت استمر كل لهم معلت الصناعي أبس نفسي بسرحت مالتي
You're very lucky شويت sorry زبيمو مغنيات البروجرام نتوم نوح وند صنحو اب سوبرفايزر دبصحو بتدالو بروجرام ينيرو سو لومي قربينا قمطلا بيلنايا سو ام glad كاس لدم سخم كلاتكم تماغايش مغنياتو مهلاو ابز فرق مغدنا تنكدو دلناي سو well done
يا انيلنا
اوكي سنايت ايرلاند مسلني
يا كم يمسيهم؟
دا دكتور سلمون كم يمسيهم؟
بحلو أنا حتى رئيتو كاي كونتن بزعبا compound effect نايديرن متحف العلاج تزاريباني رمو نتكنب بزخل ينبب نت أوديو دلو أوديو بتقرنيا خا بتعمل فعت حواتنا ترجمة مالو تحاسبت كونسبت سلزدلي أب كلب هاوس إريتريان بوك كلب تبل أوقات خاريكر تغيرلو كنرخبو نخلينا بتقرنيا ندل مالتي زيانا هلا تصبو كله thank you
بتاع متصبو thank you very much تيا لينك ندحرالات كوينا انا تخغز اولاد خولو after telegram share تجركي I think that would be very helpful
it's free
oh
free.
okay
yeah up clubhouse ندحر download كيرموت كمزي like app you free
okay
thank you بتاع متصبو
thank you
هذه كباس دلنا سنايت حطي قد سناس لزلا
okay
اب تيليجرام تلياس
زي كلاب هاوس ريكوردز تقبرندي نابلي نوصل دين دحر كيله
اوكي
yeah
إذا واخد أفعلي نو
أنا واحد
ما أسقط تغني برهام تقبلنا
تكل هو إزراي أنا رابي
أبراهام من قرين كم مكتوب لي قبعكم من يوم ممكن رغبة زواج ما أقول له وازو تكتب لي
أبتا تليجرام لينك سلادي يا شني
سادة لوا
alright سانا thank you
يا في بقول لخدو رهيلا ونا لا مسلني مع تصو قبر لنا مو رهيلا أخلنا مسلني يا قريتها
أمينة وا
أزو
يبون سمعك كلنا
يا أنت يا أخي بدلي أنا ستا ناي بيراميد نيكولا لو معت بدأ تبقى تندع استمتعتنا عطانا تيليجرام جروب نفسه كفنا انت عينة تشالنج قاتمنا بزعبه خوما عينة إيشو تيني إذا بيراميد سكامي قلنا ملاز بحر اتان دمت أكم تشالنج ندحر في تيليجرام بفويس دي وبتكست ندحر تصحفكم منا نعو زمركات تمرتي تنا هيربالايف بيزنس موديل كم وهم زي كونه انتي مالتي خات بيراميد انتي كامنتي تبقيسي سبكم إيو بزارب التي حقتها بجلدتها مثلا تمرت خندالو تزقت ماكم تشالنج سبيسيفيكلي بزعبا بيراميد ملكت برجعهم عرفنا تيليجرام صحافلنا وي فويس هذا زي خلد ديمو لا راهي لا هذكرة
اوكي فيبي ثانك يو درجة كلنا سمعنا كلنا
لا
رهينا
اوكي هانت قال إذا حفظ بدت مسني وازو الدركن هو أنا كالدينا
سلاماويت سلاماويت على الغرب اوكي
سلاماويت بال كاب نيذرلاند حداشن اجين مجمرة كذا رومانتي
قام محمد اخي سلاماويت
اوكي انا
رهيلة عدلي
اوكي Yeah, to be honest, ብዙሕ ድብሎ የብላይን it was ኩላህና ክንሰምዖ ድፀናሕና it was amazing and ቀሊል እዩ ነይሩ ኩላህና I think relate ክንገብረሉ ከምዚ ናይ ኖርማል ሰብ ኣካይዳ ኮይኑ ስለ ዝተሰማዓኒ you know with all their challenges personal ወይ ድማ ኣብቲ ቢዝነሱን ዘጋጠሙ and wisdom ድገጠምዎም challenges ድማ ከመይ ሓልፎም ከም ዝነበሩ በብቲ ስቴጅ ተብሎ ክትገልጾ ብፀንሐት ንናውን በብቲ ስቴጅ ናህና ሪሌት ክንገብር ንክእል ኢና ምስኡ ስለዚ I think ሕጂ ካልእ ተወሳኺ ነገር ክንዛረብ ፅቡቅ ኣይመስለንን ግን ነቲ ዝተምሃርናዮ ሎሚ መዓልቲ ዝወሰድናዮ ትምህርቲ how can we put it into work ከመይ ጌርና ናብ ስራሕ ንትርጉሙ I think ኣብኡ ብውልቅና ቁርብቲ ሪፍሌክት ክንገብር ቅድሚ ምድቃስና መደባት ክንህንፅፅ ነዛ ተጀሚራ ደላ ወርሒ what can we do ነዛ ሎሚ መዓልቲ ዝተምሃርናዮ ናብ ስራሕ ወሲድና ኣብዛ ወርሒ እዚኣ ክነፍርየላ ንክእል ኢልና ክንሰርሕ ጥራይ ክትሓሳስብ ደደሊ ነቶም ነዚ መደብ ክትመርሑ ብፀናሕ ዝመደብ ዘዳለኹም ኩሉ ብዙሕ ነመስግነኩም የቀንየልና and good night everyone. Brooke Lady.
Thank you Rahela. Salam late كلكم.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Salam lady everyone.
Salam lady.
Everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Brooke Lady حوار. Salam lady حوار. Brooke Lady.